If it's wildcard weekend, it's on Westwood One.
Welcome to M&T Bank Stadium for Game 2 of our NFL Wildcard Playoff doubleheader as the AFC North champion Baltimore Ravens host of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tonight's broadcast of the National Football League on Westwood One is sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Granger, by Wrangler, by Navy Federal Credit Union, by GoodRx, and by the official NFL app. Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan Radke along with Mike Golick and our sideline reporter Ross Tucker. Ross will join us shortly from downstairs, as will Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios. In Game 1 of our wild card doubleheader, the Houston Texans beat the LA Chargers 32-12. We'll have more on that later, but right now, time for the Steelers and the Ravens, two teams that know each other very well and teams that finished the regular season going in opposite directions. The Ravens won 4 straight to go from 2 games back in the division to winning the AFC North for a second straight year. The Steelers dropped 4 straight to fall from the division lead into a wild card spot. Mike, there's 2 different ways to look at it. One group will say the Ravens are peaking, the Steelers are having a rough time of it. The other group's going to say it's the playoffs. It's a brand new season. Nothing that happened before matters. Which camp do you fall into?
Well, it is a brand new season. The playoffs are always different, but what is the same is the team you're playing for the 3rd time. It's a division game, so game plans, listen, at this point, both teams know the scheme of each other. Both teams know the X's and O's of each other. Both teams also know the personnel of each other. So it's really who wins the one-on-one battles. There's going to be really no surprises.
Lamar Jackson has had an unbelievable year for the Ravens, maybe on his way to a 3rd MVP award. He has not been at his best in the playoffs. It's been talked about a lot this week. 2-4 in his postseason career. The Ravens say, we're not worried about it at all. How concerned should they be?
Well, I mean, listen, that's got to be in your head, right? Physically, he's playing great, but mentally, there's this block of him and Baltimore moving on and getting where they think they should get in the playoffs. And for Lamar, who probably will win his 3rd MVP, what's missing? A team Super Bowl. So, I mean, that weighs on your mind.
All right, for the Steelers, nothing has gone right during this 4 games. Their offense has fallen about 2 touchdowns a game. Their defense is getting up 9 points more a game. How do they get things turned around on the road tonight?
Well, listen, Baltimore turned their defense around from early in the season to late in the season, so Pittsburgh can do the same thing because they've played some really good to great football this year, so they know it's in there. It's just a matter of executing it.
Let's welcome in our sideline reporter, Ross Tucker, sponsored by Prize Picks. Don't miss out on the football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. Download Prize Picks and use code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states where it's lawful to wager. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. And Ross, we talk about these offenses tonight for Lamar Jackson. He's going to be without a major weapon at wide receiver. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson is hoping that his big weapon at wide receiver can get things turned around.
Well, you're right, Ryan. There's only one major injury note tonight, and that is that Zay Flowers, the Pro Bowl receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, is out. That's huge because, number one, he's the only Pro Bowl receiver they've ever had in franchise history, but also he's their quick screen guy. He's their jet motion guy. Really curious early in this game to see who they use in that role instead. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, George Pickens, their star receiver, coming off the worst game of his career. He had 1 catch for 0 yards on 6 targets against the Bengals. Nobody has more 30-yard receptions this year than Pickens. The Steelers need him to make some big plays tonight.
All right, Ross, thanks very much. 3rd meeting of the year between these 2 teams. Steelers took the first meeting in Week 11. Ravens won a couple of weeks ago in Week 16. And coming up, we'll look back at that previous meeting between these 2 teams. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
It's playoff time. It is now or never. Do not miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is so simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now accepts major credit cards for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports sports season. Join PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the PrizePicks app today and use the code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That is code PRIMETIME on PrizePicks. To get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5, you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Playoffs on Westwood 1. It's time for another memorable moment in football history. Sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless.
Wilson works under center. Play action, rolls out right, looking to throw, and does, and it's picked off, and it's going back the other way for a score. Marlon Humphrey, an interception for a touchdown. 35 yards on a pick six, and this one turns on its ear again.
Scott Graham with the call right here on Westwood 1. Exactly 3 weeks ago, the Steelers had a chance to clinch the AFC North with a Week 16 win over their division rivals, but Lamar Jackson and the Ravens had other plans. Jackson threw for 3 touchdowns, and when he did make a mistake, a fourth-quarter interception to Minka Fitzpatrick in a one-score game, his defense came up big just 2 plays later with the pick six you just heard, courtesy of Marlon Humphrey, to seal the 34-17 win and clinch a playoff berth for Baltimore. That's our memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Coming up, we'll have the opening kickoff between one of the NFL's best rivalries, the Steelers and the Ravens. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Smiles are powerful. A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. And each smile marks a step towards a brighter future. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported more than 2 million life-changing cleft surgeries in over 90 countries, leaving a legacy of resilience, joy, and beaming smiles for generations of children. To learn more about cleft lips and palates and how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world, please visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Cynthia and Ed.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, out of the blue, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn or just stay at the stop sign. She wasn't even really sure where she was at. She was very concerned. It was very unsettling for her.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it, to bring the family in on it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore as we get set for this AFC wildcard matchup between the Steelers and the Ravens. Time now for Mike Golick's Keys to the Game, sponsored by T-Mobile. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Get the savings you want on America's largest 5G network. Visit T-Mobile.com/choice55 and start saving today. Mike, let's start with the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. 4 straight losses to end the regular season. They've lost each of their last 5 playoff games. How do they get back on the winning track tonight?
Well, I think Arthur Smith running this offense needs to lean on the run, not only to get momentum going, but to control possessions and control the clock. use Justin Fields. Listen, this is the playoffs. You got to use every club in the bag right now. So I would say use Justin Fields. And Russ is the best deep ball thrower there is. So take some deep shots down the field to George Pickens, and hopefully he hangs on to him. Pittsburgh defense seems obvious to say, but stop the run. I mean, but Baltimore's the best running team in the league, but the Pitt defense is pretty good at stopping the run. They have 33 takeaways. They're tied for first in the league, and they have forced Lamar into at least one interception in the 6 games he started. So try and live off that.
All right, let's talk about the keys for the Ravens. As we said, they've been playing great, but Mike, there are some playoff ghosts they have to exercise tonight. How do they do it?
And one of those is don't abandon the run like they did in the AFC title game last year. Todd Monken somewhat abandoned the run. Derrick Henry gets stronger in the third and the fourth quarter. And as Ross mentioned, Zay Flowers out of this game. He's the motion guy and also the deep guy to take the top off the defense. I look for Isaiah Likely to be that guy. The tight end can definitely take the top off the defense from the slot position. And Baltimore defense, listen, an incredible turnaround starting in week 11. They went from worst to first in pass defense alone. Force Russ to throw. Get second longs and third and longs because they are second in the league at sacks with 54. So get Russ in a passing situation.
It is windy. It is cold in Baltimore tonight, but there is no snow. 28 degrees at kickoff. Feels like 17 with winds out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour, gusting up to 27. The Steelers won the toss, and they have decided to take the football first. So the Steelers will come out in their white uniforms with black numbers, gold pants, and black helmets. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's the purple jerseys with white numbers. They have white pants, and they have the black helmets. Justin Tucker tees it up at the 35-yard line. He will kick it away from our right to our left. Jalen Warren goes back deep along with Cordero Patterson for the Steelers. Happy to have you along. Game 2 of our wild card doubleheader on this Saturday night. One of the great rivalries in the NFL. This is the 5th time these two teams have met in the postseason. Steelers have won 3 of the previous 4 meetings, but Baltimore won the last one. It's the first time that these two teams have met in the playoffs here in Baltimore. The previous games all in Pittsburgh. Tucker getting set to send it deep. Patterson on the near side, Warren on the far side. Tucker steps it off back to the 25-yard line on the approach, and this wild card game is underway with a low line drive kick that'll skip inside the 15-yard line, go through the end zone, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, first down and 10. Russell Wilson is making his 17th postseason start, 9-7 in his postseason career. Najee Harris, another 1,000-yard season as the starting running back. George Pickens, Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson are the wide receivers. Pat Freiermuth is the tight end. They go up against a Ravens defense that was first in the league this year against the run. Their numbers against the pass were not good, but as Mike said, last 7 games, they were the best in the league against teams throwing the ball. First down and 10. Wilson will line up in the shotgun. He's got Najee Harris to his left. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun snap. Wilson back, looks left, throws left, and that ball's dropped. Freiermuth had it at the 25-yard line and hit him right in the hands, but he couldn't hang on, and that'll bring up second and 10.
One change on the offensive line. Mason McCormick, the rookie who broke his hand last week, he is not starting. Spencer Anderson is in his place at the right guard position.
And Anderson started the first 3 games of the year when Isaac Seumalo was out at left guard. Anderson now tonight at right guard. 2 receivers right, single man left. Wilson in the gun, gets the snap, back to pass, looks, throws short left, caught by Darnell Washington, and Washington dives out near the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him just short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 9 on the toss to Washington, who had 19 catches during the regular season. Third down, about a half yard coming up for Pittsburgh.
That is a large tight end, by the way. A large tight end who can't help but fall forward for an extra couple of yards after the catch.
They list him at 6'7", 264, and now Justin Fields is in the game for this third down and short. Something we heard about throughout the week. Fields, who began the year as the starting quarterback, just 12 snaps since going to the bench. Jalen Warren in the backfield with him. Fields in the gun, brings Freiermuth in motion from the left. Fields gets the snap. Fakes, nope, hands it off. Warren up the middle, and Jalen Warren is going to have the first down as he takes it across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line. So Fields comes in, hands off to Warren. Steelers move the sticks, and Russell Wilson back in the ball game.
Well, the options in that set you have with Justin Fields is he can hand off like he did. He can fake the handoff and keep it, or he can run a quarterback power. Let the running back be a lead blocker and him just follow through. So multiple options when Justin Fields on the field.
Steelers first down and 10 from their own 33, moving left to right. Wilson in the shotgun. Najee Harris to his right. He's got 3 receivers right, single man left. Now Wilson walks toward the line of scrimmage, puts his hands to either side of his helmet, falls back into the gun. Play clock shows 4. Here's the snap. Wilson back to throw. Looking to his left, has time, slides left, throws that side, incomplete. Had plenty of time to survey the field, trying to find Mike Williams, who came over from the Jets. It was out of his reach. It'll bring up second down and 10.
You'll see a lot of outside passes where Russell Wilson, he's one of 3 quarterbacks that throws it to the outside more than the middle of the field. Jalen Hurts and Bryce Young are the other 2. Russ loves the outside throws.
Second down 10 for the Steelers. Ball resting in between the hash marks at their own 33. Wilson will go under center for the first time. Multiple tight ends in the game, receivers left and right. Harris is the running back. Wilson looks left, looks right. Play clock at 7. Here's the snap. Wilson on a handoff. Harris bouncing outside the right hash, and he's hit almost immediately. Keeps his legs driving. He falls across the 35, out to about the 37 before Darius Washington could make the stop. It's a gain of 4, and the Steelers now have a third down and 6.
Darius Washington became a full-time starter in Week 11, and he was one of the spark plugs that really helped this defense turn around since Week 11. That and having Kyle Hamilton not really be in the box as much, but to be more like a true safety.
Steelers during the regular season, 14th in the league. They converted 39.5% on third down. They go empty here with 2 receivers to the right. Warren, one of those, comes in motion into the backfield. He stops on Wilson's right hip. 3 receivers left. Wilson gets the snap. He's back to throw. Looking left, looking middle, under pressure, backpedaling, steps up in the pocket, trying to run, gets out of the first wave, and then is tackled out near the 40-yard line. It won't be a sack as Wilson got positive yardage, but Kyle Van Noy brings him down shy of the sticks, and the Steelers will have to punt.
What a year Kyle Van Noy has had. 47 quarterback pressures coming in tonight, 12 sacks. But he's in his 11th year, stalking down the quarterback like that as Russell Wilson was trying to run for the first down.
Gain of 2 on that run by Wilson, so Corliss Waitman is on to punt. Steven Sims is back deep to return. Sims waiting around the 10-yard line. He was picked up off waivers from Houston just before Christmas. Waitman, the left footer, it's a spiraling punt. Sims backing up inside the 10. Muffs the punt. It hits him on the shoulder pad. He picks it up around the 1 and then is able to dive forward out to about the 5-yard line. Well, that could have been absolute disaster for the Ravens as Steven Sims had that ball go off his shoulder pad, picked it up near the goal line, and got out to the 5-yard line before James Pierre could make the tackle. It's a 54-yard punt, -3 on the return, and the Ravens will have it for the first time when we come back. 11:58 to go in the first quarter. It's the Steelers 0, the Ravens offense coming up. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Smiles are powerful. A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. And each smile marks a step towards a brighter future. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported more than 2 million life-changing cleft surgeries in over 90 countries, leaving a legacy of resilience, joy, and beaming smiles for generations of children. To learn more about cleft lips and palates and how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world, please visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
Dr. Radio! From health and healing to breakthroughs in the lab, a world of expertise with understandable vocab. Doctors on the air with answers and care. Just a phone call away. They're always prepared. From the heart to the brain, every ache and pain, Dr. Radio's the name that's gonna keep you sane. Where science meets life, it's the perfect blend. From sunrise to night, the knowledge doesn't end.
Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? I'm doing better now.
Dr. Radio! Your health's best friend. Sirius XM Channel 110.
Working too hard to give you a heart attack.
You want to become good? Work. Laying at sweet 16s, parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs.
First record I remember buying was Time Out by Dave Brubeck.
Flabbergasted by that album, how good that was. You know the song Wipeout? I just adapted it to the piano.
The Billy Joel Channel is back on Sirius XM for a limited time. Channel 79 and the Sirius XM app.
Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold. 11:58 to go first quarter. Ravens have the ball for the first time, starting at their own 5-yard line. First down and 10. Pistol formation. Derrick Henry is the running back. Receivers left and right. Lamar Jackson motions with his hands out to his right side. Brings Rashad Bateman in motion from that side. Takes the snap. Hands off Henry along the left hash. Henry has a seam out to about the 8-yard line. So give Derrick Henry 3 yards on first down. Patrick Queen, the former Raven, teams up with Alex Highsmith for the tackle. And that'll bring up second down and 7. Lamar Jackson, an MVP caliber season. Over 4,000 yards passing. 41 touchdowns through the air. Led the league in passer rating. Derrick Henry second in the league in rushing. Ross talked about no Zay Flowers tonight, so Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, the wide receivers, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, the tight ends. 2 receivers to the right and movement up front before the shotgun snap to Jackson. And this is going to back the Ravens up. Alex Kemp is our referee tonight.
Ball start, offense number 79. Half the distance for the goal, second down.
Ronnie Stanley, the left tackle. And by the way, this offensive line, there's only been 5 offensive line combinations this year for the Ravens. That's the 4th fewest in the league. And that's the group on the field of all the position groups that needs to be the most cohesive. They need to be 5 as one. And they've been pretty good together pretty much all year.
So they're going to move the ball back between the 4 and the 5-yard line. Officially call it second down at 11. Extra offensive lineman of the game, Josh Jones is in. Jackson goes under center, takes the snap, turns, fakes the handoff, looking to his left. Now throws to his left. That's caught by Likely along the numbers. He stumbles across the 10, and he's out close to the 13-yard line. Patrick Queen made the tackle. First catch of the game for Likely, and a gain of 8. And that'll put the Ravens now on a 3rd down and short.
He had a lot of time to go through his progressions there. Good protection up front. Ended up checking it to Likely. It was looking downfield at first.
3rd down at about 2. Well, this is a potent tight end combination between Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Likely 3 touchdowns in his last 5 games. Andrews has 1 in 6 straight. Justice Hill, the running back now, lines up to the left of Jackson, who's in the gun. 3 receivers right. Andrews on the left end of the line. Play clock shows 5. Jackson gets the snap, fakes the handoff, runs out to his left, makes a man miss across the 15, and Lamar Jackson has the first down. He is stood up and driven backwards at about the 17. Minkah Fitzpatrick led the charge, but Lamar Jackson's first carry of the night picks up 4 and gives the Ravens a first down.
Yeah, Minkah Fitzpatrick led the charge, but he had Lamar behind the line or right at the line if he made the tackle, but Lamar juked him, went to the inside, and juked out the Pro Bowler in Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Well, such a scary guy to try to defend in space.
Without question, especially when he can go either way.
Ravens from the 17 now, 1st and 10. Receivers left and right, pistol formation. Henry is the back. Sims goes in motion from left to right. Here's the snap, fake the handoff to Henry. Jackson rolls left, steps up in the pocket, tucks it down to run. He's grabbed immediately. Looks like he is going to fall forward. Lamar's going to pick up a yard on that play. Keanu Benton wrapped him up along with Cam Hayward, the newly minted All-Pro. Gain of a yard. It'll bring up second down and 9.
Yeah, Cam Hayward actually made that play before making the play. He stopped Lamar from escaping left and getting out of the pocket. He cut him off, and he kept his contain up the field and forced Lamar up the field.
What a year for Cam Hayward.
Oh, my gosh.
7th Pro Bowl selection. 4th time he's been a first-team All-Pro. Just unbelievable this year. Trips right, single man left. Justice Hill now goes in motion out to the right. Here's the snap to Jackson. Fakes the handoff. Jackson running right along the hash marks across the 25. And Lamar dives out to about the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 8. That'll leave a 3rd down and 1. And right now the Steelers having some problems with the quarterback run game.
Well, I tell you what, that was a T.J. Watt just flying down the line, thinking it was a run, and just gave the corner to Lamar.
Quick snap. Jackson takes fakes the handoff, runs out to the right, and he's tripped up across the 30 at the 31. He faked the handoff to Justice Hill. T.J. Watt buried Hill in the backfield. Jackson went off the right side, picked up 5 before DeMonte KZ could make the tackle.
Ryan, that was a carbon copy of the play before. T.J. Watt coming flying down, tackling Justin Hill, and Lamar Jackson still running with the ball.
And that's what Lamar is reading, right?
Yes,
what T.J. Watt is doing off the edge?
T.J. is absolutely crashing down. It's actually making the read very easy for Lamar.
4 carries, 18 yards for Jackson. 1st down and 10. Ravens have it at their own 31. 2 receivers right, single man left, pistol formation. Here's the snap. Jackson fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. He'll tuck it down again, running to the sideline, and he's yanked out of bounds at about the 35 by Deshaun Elliott, the former Raven. The fans don't like that. but it was a legal play by Elliott. It's a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
So it's something Todd Monken has noticed because Jeremiah Moon was in there for T.J. Watt. Ryan, Jeremiah Moon did the same thing. Crashed down hard on the running back. Lamar just pulls it and runs.
So what adjustment will the Steelers have to make as the game goes on?
Well, I mean, slow play it. Don't just crash down hard. You have to slow play. You have the interior D lineman to take the dive or take the run. Slow play it and don't let Lamar have open space to the outside.
2nd down 6. Jackson lines up in the shotgun. Ravens have run 7 plays. Jackson with 5 carries. Here's the snap. Jackson back, throws short left, caught by Andrews just inside the numbers. And he's out to about the 40-yard line, maybe the 41, and that will be a first down. Minkah Fitzpatrick was in coverage and made the tackle. Mark Andrews' first catch, net 7 yards, and the Ravens keep the drive going with 7:20 to go in the first quarter and a scoreless game.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're successful running the ball, whether it's a running back or we've seen Lamar run it a few times. That play action or the pass is going to work so much better.
From the 42-yard line now, 1st down and 10. Jackson will line up in the shotgun with Henry to his right, 2 receivers left, single man to the right. Bateman goes in motion from left to right. Here's the snap to Jackson. Hand it off. Henry runs left side. Big hole to the 50-yard line. Cutting back to the middle of the field. Into Steelers territory. And Derrick Henry is down to the 46. Deshaun Elliott made the stop. Gain of 13 for Derrick Henry. Another Ravens first down.
That was the center, Tyler Linderbaum, the left guard, Patrick McCary. I mean, they just rolled left, combo blocked the D lineman. And then Linderbaum went up to the linebacker and just absolutely opened it up.
Well, the last time Derrick Henry was on this field in the playoffs, he was in a Titans uniform. He ran for 190 yards. And Tennessee knocked Baltimore out of the playoffs. Suffice to say, they're pretty happy to have Derrick Henry in their uniform. Henry's going to line up to take the Wildcat snap now. He's got it, fakes an end around, runs left, big hole, across the 40, 35, down to the 30, 25-20. Henry stiff arms a defender inside the 15. Derrick Henry with a power run down to the 13-yard line, a gain of 34. Alex Highsmith tried to bring him down. Henry said no, and the Ravens are on the move.
Well, listen, Derrick Henry deserves all the praise and the credit, but that offensive line, that time, Ronnie Stanley absolutely sealed the edge. Derrick Henry didn't get touched until the 3rd level.
1st down and 10. Ravens have it at the 12-yard line of the Steelers. Jackson will line up under center. Justice Hill is the back. Receivers left and right. Here's the snap. Jackson back on a play fake. Looking to his left. Pumps now rolling right. Being chased. And he'll heave it into the sidelines. Pressure put on by T.J. Watt. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Baltimore with 5:26 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a quick pass out to the flat, so the lineman actually tried to cut T.J. Watt so he couldn't get his hands up and block it. But once he had to pull the ball down, it was actually a back that blocked T.J. After he pulled the ball down, that gave T.J. a chance to get up and recoup.
12th play of the drive coming up for the Ravens. 2nd down and 10 from the Pittsburgh 12. Ravens were the best red zone team in the league this year. They scored touchdowns on more than 74% of their drives. 2 receivers right, 1 left, shotgun snap. Here's a handoff. Justice Hill running left, trying to turn the corner, and he can't do it. Great job by the Steelers to string that one out. Peyton Wilson, the rookie out of North Carolina State, ran him out of bounds on the near sideline. So nothing doing there for Justice Hill. And now a 3rd and long coming up for Baltimore after a loss of a couple of yards.
Peyton Wilson, a big linebacker out of North Carolina State, a tackling machine. Back Hill got just outside Alex Highsmith, but a great sideline-to-sideline pursuit by Wilson.
Call it a loss of 3 back to the 15-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and 13 for Baltimore. Jackson lines up in the gun. Justice Hill flexed off to his left. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Andrews on the right end of the line. Jackson takes the snap. He's back to pass. Plants his feet. Plenty of time to survey the field. Fires for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Ravens! Rashad Bateman running the back line of the end zone, and Jackson put it right on his numbers. A 15-yard touchdown pass, and the Ravens strike first with 4:45 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Baltimore.
And that was all because of the protection. Dante Jackson was in coverage, but tough to cover that long, especially coming all the way across the back of the end zone. He started on the right side, ended up on the left side. Lamar had all kinds of time for that route to develop.
5th touchdown catch in the last 5 games for Bateman. And now Justin Tucker is on for the PAT. Snap, spot, kick from Tucker is on the way, and it is good. So the Baltimore Ravens take their opening drive 95 yards, and they've got a 7-0 lead with 4:45 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. BetMGM and GameSense reminds you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Get more of the NFL with NFL Plus and start streaming more touchdowns, more hurdles, more action. Just a tremendous play. NFL Plus has you covered. Stream the NFL postseason and Super Bowl 56 live on mobile.
He's in! Touchdown!
Plus, stay connected throughout the offseason with special coverage of the NFL Scouting Combine, NFL Draft, and more.
Let's go! Yeah!
Subscribe today at plus.nfl.com. Terms and conditions apply.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Let's check the drive summary, sponsored by State Farm. State Farm can help you create an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 13 plays, 95 yards, 7:13 off the clock. During the regular season, the Ravens had 10 drives of 90 yards or more. Most in the league this year, most in the league since at least 2000. And their first touch tonight, a 95-yard touchdown drive.
When we talk about the first series, how it's scripted, what a great scripted series for Todd Monken in the difference of play calls from runs to outside passes to Lamar runs. Now, as I was saying, I think Pittsburgh helped there by crashing down on the back and just giving Lamar kind of the freedom to pull it and run around the edge.
Jackson 3 of 4, 31 yards on that drive, carried it 5 times for 22 yards. As Justin Tucker sends an end-over-end kickoff towards the end zone, that ball will land and skip across the back line, and the Steelers will have it at the 30-yard line. Let's head downstairs, check in with Ross Tucker on the sidelines.
Yeah, guys, just to piggyback off what Mike's saying about Lamar Jackson pulling the ball on some of these runs, if TJ Watt's going to crash like that, one of the off-the-ball linebackers is responsible to scrape over the top and get to Lamar Jackson. They have not done it yet. Very interesting that the Steelers have made a decision. They don't want Henry carrying the ball in those situations. They want it to be Lamar for whatever reason.
Steelers will start this drive at their own 30, first down at 10. Wilson under center, receivers left and right. Jalen Warren is the running back. Here's the snap. Wilson back, hands it to Warren. He's going to flip it back to Wilson on a flea flicker. Wilson looking left, pulls it down, and now is brought down. He is sacked back at the 26-yard line. Wilson looked to his left, then pulled the ball down, stepped up in the pocket, and Michael Pierce got the sack for a loss of 4.
Excellent pass rush. Again, this is a defense second in the league with 54 sacks. And pressure came from the outside. And I don't know if he pulled it down. He like got his arm hit as he was looking to try and throw the ball. And I don't know if he pulled his arm down because it was going to get hit.
Second down, 14. Wilson lines up in the shotgun with Warren to his left. 2 receivers left, single man right, that's Pickens. Wilson wants the snap, stamps his left foot, has the snap, back to pass, looking, pressure coming, moving left, checks it down to Warren, cuts back in toward the numbers across the 30, and he's out to about the 33-yard line before Chris Board could make the tackle. It's a gain of 7, and now a 3rd and 7 coming up for Pittsburgh with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ravens lead 7-0.
So again, 3rd and long, a team with Baltimore now with 55 sacks, including playoffs. They're not a great pressure rate by percentage team, but they do get a lot of sacks.
Steelers will go empty here with trips right. Single man left. Freiermuth, the tight end on the left in the line, now motions to the right. Warren, who had been wide to the right, comes into the backfield and stops on Wilson's left hip. Play clock down to 6, 3rd and 7, shotgun snap. Wilson back to throw, looking, fires near side. Freiermuth makes the catch. He's hit by Nate Wiggins, and then a convoy of Ravens knocks him out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him. He needed to get to the 40 for a first down. I'm not sure that he got there.
No.
Yeah, they're saying he's short. It's 4th down, and the Steelers are going to punt it away.
That's a great job at disguising the defense. They ended up in basically a cover 2 where there are holes on the outside, and that's where Russell Wilson went. But Wiggins did a great job of coming up in coverage and making the initial hit.
Corliss Waitman is on to punt. Steven Sims standing back around the 10-yard line. Waitman gets the snap. It's a spiraling kick. Sims is running up. He's going to let it go over his head. It'll bounce just inside the 10. It takes a Ravens bounce back toward the 15. It'll be down at the 16 by the Steelers. And that's where the Ravens will have it for the second time when we return. With 2:34 to go in the first quarter, it's the Ravens 7, the Steelers nothing. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits, and if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
The rosters are in for the 2025 NFL Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon. Be there live to celebrate the NFL's biggest stars as they compete in an action-packed AFC versus NFC showdown, featuring flag football and skills competitions at Camping World Stadium on February 2nd. Don't miss NFL legends, celebrity coaches, and unforgettable fan moments. The Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon, Sunday, February 2nd. Tickets are on sale at probowl.com/tickets. Get yours today.
Mornings can all start to feel the same. It's wake up, brush your teeth, go to work. Wake up, brush your teeth, go to work every day. So if you're looking for a fresh wake-up call, look no further than Wendy's Breakfast. Try a breakfast Baconator with fresh cracked eggs, or a grilled sausage breakfast burrito, or maybe even a Honey Buddy. Doesn't matter what you go for, it's going to change your life. Okay, well, it'll at least freshen up your morning. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Ryan Radke, Mike Golick here in the Grainger broadcast booth in Baltimore. Ross Tucker down on the sidelines tonight. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers professional-grade supplies and solutions made for every industry and backed by product experts. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 2:34 to go first quarter, 7-0 Ravens. Baltimore's going to start this drive at their own 20. James Pierre, who downed the punt, ran out of bounds, came back in and was the first to touch the ball. So a 5-yard penalty gets the Ravens out to the 20 to start this drive. Their first drive went 95 yards. Jackson will line up in the shotgun. He's got Derrick Henry to his right. Now we'll shift him off to his left. 3 receivers to that left side. Jackson extends his hands in front of his chest, walked toward the line of scrimmage, now falls back into the gun. Henry moves up 1 step. Jackson gets the snap, holds it out, gives it to Henry along the right hash, and an ankle tackle brings him down just across the line of scrimmage. It'll be a short gain for Henry, but a Landon Roberts able to get him around the ankles and bring him down. Call it a gain of about a yard, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Quite honestly, don't know how he gained anything on that. Steelers were in the backfield. Listen, Pittsburgh is 6th in the league against the rush. They're holding teams to under 100 yards a game. This is a classic matchup of the best rushing team against a very good run defense.
I remember the first time these two teams hooked up, Henry was held to 65 yards. He also fumbled in that game. Trips left, single man right, shotgun snap to Jackson. Back to throw on 2nd and 9, fires left side. That's caught by Anthony Miller, just up off the practice squad, across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Gain of 5, Patrick Queen with the tackle, and a 3rd and 4 coming up for Baltimore. So no Zay Flowers. We've seen Steven Sims out there offensively, who had not taken an offensive snap since the Ravens signed him. Miller just up off the practice squad gets a catch. He had 1 catch during the regular season. So some other guys filling in the gaps.
Lamar saying equal opportunity. Run the route, get open, I'll get you the ball.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Back to pass. Pumps, looks, throws down the middle. Got Likely. Makes a fingertip catch across the 45, out to the 50, and drags Cameron Sutton out of bounds in Steeler territory at the 49. Gain of 24. Boy, Jackson put that one up there, and Likely snatched it out of the air on his fingertips.
And Likely is built like a big wide receiver. And he runs a crossing route and has 2 steps on the defender. Lamar put it up high and away where only his guy could get it, and Likely stretched his 6'4" body and got it.
What a nightmare tight end tandem to have to deal with when you're playing the Ravens.
Without question.
1st down and 10 from the Steelers' 49. Andrews in the backfield now to Jackson's left. Henry is behind him as the pistol back. Jackson fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket. He's going to pull it down and run. And Lamar picks up a couple of yards down to the 47-yard line before Cameron Hayward could make the stop. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on CBS tomorrow when the Denver Broncos meet the Buffalo Bills in the wildcard playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. You can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwood1sports.com. But the timing on that last play seemed a little fouled up. Like Jackson stood there forever holding the ball out, and Henry never moved.
Yeah, that was a very odd play, and he ended up, I said, I'll just try and get what I can get.
2nd down, 8. Justice Hill, the running back, now to Jackson's right. Shotgun snap, Lamar back, looking left, dumps it short left, caught by Hill. He's hit and brought down for a loss. Patrick Queen was all over Justice Hill, and he gets him down back at the 49-yard line of Baltimore. That's a loss of 4 on the play. And that is how the first quarter comes to an end in Baltimore. With the score, the Ravens 7 and the Steelers 0. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
At Verizon, anyone can trade in their old phone for a new one on us with Unlimited Ultimate, which means everyone in your family could get a new phone and stay on your family plan, keeping you close.
Hey, Mom, you seen my toothbrush? Yeah, I'm almost done with that.
Maybe too close. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Running your own business can feel a lot like running a one-person relay race. When you've got to expand your team, share the baton with Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates to your roster. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Welcome back to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One, along with Mike Golick and Ross Tucker. I'm Ryan Ranke. The start of the second quarter is sponsored by Old Spice. Stinking places beyond your pits, Old Spice has you covered with total body deodorant, 24/7 freshness from pits to toes with daily use. Ravens on top 7-0. You know, Mike, the Steelers have lost 5 straight playoff games, and slow starts have hampered them in all of these games.
So between the last 5 they lost and this one, they've been outscored in the first quarter 73-0. And if you say, well, that's over some years, well, how about the last 5 games, 4 regular season? In this game, they've been outscored 47-3 in the first quarter. So that is playing from behind.
Yeah, this year they were minus 64 in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Ravens were plus 42. 7-0 lead at the end of 1. They start the second quarter with a 3rd and 14. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Swings it out right side. Caught by Justice Hill. Racing along the sideline. Spins out of a tackle. And he gets down to the Steelers' 45-yard line. That's 6 yards shy of the first down. And that will bring the punt team out. Deshaun Elliott made that tackle. Jordan Stout will try to pin the Steelers deep. It was a gain of 6 on the catch and run by Justice Hill.
Good defensive stand there by Pittsburgh after watching Baltimore just march down the field on their first drive.
Steelers are going punt safe here. They have no one back to return. Steelers have blocked 6 kicks since the start of last year. That's the most in the NFL. So Jordan Stout will try to kill this one inside the 15, or even better yet for the Ravens, inside the 10. He takes the snap. Here come the Steelers. Stout gets it away. End-over-end kick down the far sideline. That ball's going to bounce at the 5. It takes a hop, and it's into the end zone. Devontae Walker tried to knock that back into play, but couldn't do it. There's a penalty flag down at the 3-yard line on the far side. It's a 46-yard punt as it stands, but let's see what the penalty is.
Again, it's going to be illegal touching. That official is living without his hat. Again, when somebody runs out of bounds and is the first to touch it, they'll throw their hat when the player is out of bounds, signaling that as a player coming from out of bounds, then he's the first one to touch it.
That's no illegal. Foul on the play for illegal touching. It'll be first down for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So they're going to pick the flag up. There is no foul on Devontae Walker. And the Steelers will have it at the 20-yard line. Meanwhile, Tyler Matakevich, who's one of the special teams stalwarts for the Steelers, was hurt after that play and is being helped off to the sideline.
And they were going for the block there. The punter ended up on the ground, but he was blocked into, so that wasn't roughing. The special teams coordinator, Danny Smith for Pittsburgh, probably the special team coach that's gotten the most airtime during the regular season.
Did you see him before the game? He was out there taking pictures with the fans.
Oh, he is.
I mean, he's one of the most popular guys in Pittsburgh.
So beloved.
First down and 10. Steelers at their own 20. Wilson is under center. Najee Harris is the back. Receivers left and right. 2 tight ends left. Wilson takes the snap, turns, hands it off Harris, starts right, cuts left along the hash marks, and he's ridden down by Matabike out at about the 20-40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, maybe 5 yards. Second down 5 coming up for Pittsburgh.
That's a good first down gain for Pittsburgh as they're going to stay on the ball and go a little hurry up.
Wilson getting the Steelers a line. George Pickens will go out wide to the right. Van Jefferson is wide to the left. 2 tight ends left. Wilson under center with Harris the single back again. Second down and 5, ball at the 25-yard line. Wilson puts his hands under center, Zach Frazier. Brings a tight end in motion from the right, takes the snap, handoff, Harris cuts back to his left again, and Najee Harris plows forward for a couple of yards on the play. Broderick Washington made the tackle, gain of 3, and now a 3rd and 2 for Pittsburgh.
It's all right, the playbook is completely open for Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, on 3rd and 2. It's a position that's a definite positive for the offense.
Jalen Warren checks back in for the Steelers now on 3rd down. Pittsburgh so far in the game is 1 of 3 on 3rd downs. Wilson will line up in the shotgun. Steelers will go empty with 2 receivers to the left, 3 out to the right. Warren is wide to the left outside the numbers. Wilson takes the shotgun snap, looks right, throws right, caught by Freiermuth. He's hit immediately right at the sticks. It's going to depend on the spot. Ardarius Washington made the stop. If that ball is touching the 30, it's a first down. If not, it's going to be 4th and an inch. And now some pushing and shoving over there near the Steelers sideline. What a play by Ardarius Washington. Shot out of a cannon to make the tackle on Freiermuth.
We saw him make a couple tackles like this tonight, all 5'8", 180 pounds of them. And Pittsburgh is short. Wow. I mean, when you have a tight end matched up against a smaller DB, you certainly expect to gain the first down there.
Well, that is the second time that Freiermuth has been stopped short, and Waitman comes on to punt. A spiraling kick. Sims stumbled a little bit. The ball bounces. It heads back to around the 15 or 16-yard line, and it will be down there by Ben Skoranek. It's a 55-yard punt with no return. The Ravens will have it when we come back to Baltimore. 12:05 to go in the first half. Ravens on top 7-0. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Living it up, we said. Yo, what's up? It's Sirius XM Fly. I can't come to the phone right now because I'm over on Channel 50 playing those 90s. What's my name? Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. And 2000s hip-hop and R&B throwbacks. Yes, ain't down, flip it and reverse it. Commercial free, 24/7. Pull up, Channel 50, and at home with Sirius XM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices. Holla.
Dr. Radio! From health and healing to breakthroughs in the lab, a world of expertise with understandable vocab. Doctors on the air with answers and care. Just a phone call away. They're always prepared. From the heart to the brain, every ache and pain, Dr. Radio's the name that's gonna keep you sane. Where science meets life, it's the perfect blend. From sunrise to night, the knowledge doesn't end.
Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? I'm doing better now.
Dr. Radio! Your health's best friend. Sirius XM Channel 110.
Indulge in a channel full of soft pop nostalgia.
High-rise jeans, oversized blazers. That was my go-to.
With a special guest host who knows a little something about the late 80s and early 90s.
Hi, I'm Lori Loughlin. You may know me as Aunt Becky. My whole commute to work over at Full House, I would listen to this song.
Mom Jeans. Listen now for a limited time on Channel 17 and available year-round as one of over 200 extra channels on the Sirius XM app.
Hear the drama of the Premier League unfold on Sirius XM FC. Nottingham Forest are the only side to beat Liverpool this season.
Adoy, edge of the box, wants to shoot, does shoot! And scores brilliantly!
Can they pull off the double, or will the league leaders exact their revenge?
She'll get another go at it here, and Salah's made it 2-2.
Find out when Forest battle Liverpool. Tuesday at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app.
As a reminder, you can listen on westwood1sports.com, on the NFL app, by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports, or on our affiliate station's digital platforms.
I have to say, Ryan, I didn't really like the play call. 3rd and 2, as I said, the playbook is open, but not when you're in an empty set. You know, there's no threat or run. I didn't like the options there.
Ravens will start this drive at their own 15, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Derrick Henry sweeping off the left side. And again, not much there for Henry. Picks up about a yard to the 16. Keanu Benton made the tackle. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 9. So we saw Henry rip off that one long run of 34. Other than that, Steelers have done a nice job early containing the King.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I think Lamar is a little angry he didn't pull that ball because T.J. Watt came down again. And as Ross Tucker stated, if Lamar's going to keep it, there needs to be a scraping linebacker, and Lamar was free to the outside if he kept it.
2nd down 9 from the 16. Twin receivers left and right. Jackson in the shotgun with Justice Hill to his right. Here's the snap. Jackson back, looks left, pulls it down, runs straight up the middle. Big hole. Jackson across the 20 out to about the 25, and that looks like it's going to be a 1st down. Peyton Wilson made the tackle. Going to depend on the spot. It's a gain of about 9. Did he get the ball to the 25-yard line? It looks like they're going to say no. And they're going to call it 3rd down and an inch.
So what I like about Lamar running the quarter, that was a quarterback draw all the way because Tyler Linderbaum went downfield to block. I like Lamar shows patience. He lets it set for a second before he goes, and so the defense can't close in on it.
Here's the snap to Mark Andrews, and he plunges ahead for the 1st down. This is something the Ravens like to do on short yardage situations. They let Andrews take the snap and run the quarterback sneak. You got Andrews taking the snap with Patrick Ricard and Derrick Henry shoving him from behind.
Yeah, it's their version of the tush push in Philly, without question. That's a lot of size.
Extra offensive lineman in the game now as Josh Jones checks in. 1st down and 10 Ravens at their own 26. They've got a 7-0 lead. Clock moving. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Jackson will line up under center with an offset eye behind him. Ricard is the fullback. Henry is the tailback. Jackson takes the snap, turns, hands it off Henry, straight up the middle. Big hole across the 30, 35. And Derrick Henry is brought down. They're going to mark him right at that 35-yard line. So Derrick Henry rips off 9. Deshaun Elliott with the tackle. 2nd down and 1.
And we just talked about Ricard. Ricard there on the lead block of the first-team All-Pro. Landon Roberts, he absolutely smoked in the hole and opened it up for Derrick Henry, along with Charlie Kohler downfield, the 3rd tight end blocking.
6 carries, 60 yards for Derrick Henry. He averaged 5.9 yards per carry during the regular season. That was 3rd best in the league, tops among running backs. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Fakes the handoff, runs to his right. And Lamar this time gets back across the line of scrimmage, but maybe not to the line to gain. Peyton Wilson made the tackle. He was trying to rip the ball out of there. Couldn't get it away from Lamar Jackson. But Jackson did not quite get the line to gain, so it's going to be 3rd and short.
But there's the linebacker scraping because T.J. Watt, it's his job. T.J. Watt isn't doing anything wrong with their defensive scheme. He is supposed to come down on the back, and they're supposed to be a scraping linebacker. That time, Peyton Wilson was exactly where he needed to be.
Jackson hustles up under center with an offset eye behind him, takes the snap, turns, hands it off Henry. Derrick Henry up the middle, and he's got the first down. Didn't get a whole lot, but didn't need a whole lot. Larry Ogunjobi trips him up, and the Ravens move the sticks.
It's an offensive line's dream, is to run the ball as much as they're running it tonight, because it makes pass setting that much easier on play action, but offensive linemen would much rather move forward than walk backward.
9th first down for the Ravens. The Steelers have just 1 so far. 8:27 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 Ravens, ball at their own 38-yard line. Henry officially a gain of 4 on that last run. Jackson lines up under center. 2 receivers out to the left. Jackson takes the snap. He's back. He hands it off. Henry starts left, cuts back to his right. And Henry is across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 3, bring up 2nd down and 7. Well, the NFL playoffs are here, and wildcard weekend continues tomorrow with a triple header starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss more action tomorrow and Monday for one epic weekend. Wildcard weekend powered by Verizon. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule. And, of course, you can hear every postseason game right here on westwood1sports.com. 2nd down 7. Ravens at their own 41. 2 receivers to the left, single man to the right, and we've got movement up front.
Second one on Ronnie Stanley tonight.
Ball start, offense number 79, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Ronnie's still hyped up over that Notre Dame win the other night?
I think so. I think all Notre Dame former players and fans are hyped up. Notre Dame playing for the national championship, for those that don't know, and who wouldn't know that?
For those who don't know?
Who wouldn't know that?
Come on. There, I gave you a chance to get it in. You happy?
Woo! That's just the first time I got it. There'll be many more mentions tonight.
2nd down, 12 from the 36. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Back to throw. Plants his feet. Plenty of time to survey the field. Now the rush comes. Flags fly in the secondary. Jackson runs left 40. Out to the 45-50 along the numbers of the Steelers 45. And Lamar Jackson dives down to the 44. It's a 20-yard run. We'll see about the flag that came from the defensive backfield.
It's probably going to be defensive holding. Especially when that quarterback has that much time.
Holding. Defense number 24. It's a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
You just can't ask DBs to cover that long. The great protection by the O-line, and then the threat of Lamar running, and then the block downfield. Isaiah Likely just absolutely tossed Cameron Sutton downfield.
Joey Porter Jr. working against Tylan Wallace gets called for the hold. So Jackson runs for 20, tack on 5 more with the penalty. The ball is now at the Steelers' 40-yard line, 1st down and 10. Jackson in the gun with Henry to his left. Ricard goes in motion from left to right, 2 receivers out to that right side. Jackson, left foot in front of right, leans toward the line of scrimmage, takes the snap, back to throw, rolling to his right, looking down the field, being chased, pump fakes, runs to the sideline, and he's run out of bounds. He got to cross the line of scrimmage. They're going to say that he stepped out at the 37. Landon Roberts knocked him out of bounds after a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and long. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 59.
Get a little home cooking right on your phone. Your hometown announcers are always on the SiriusXM app. SiriusXM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Along with Ross Tucker down on the field, Mike Golick here in the booth. Ryan Radke with you in Baltimore. 6:17 to go second quarter. Ravens lead the Steelers 7-0. Jackson lines up in the shotgun, trips to his left. Derrick Henry to his right. Here's the snap. Jackson fakes the handoff, runs right side, and Lamar will pick up the first down. Just casually runs out to the right, steps across the 30-yard line, hops out of bounds at the 28. He gains 9 more yards. And Lamar, that was like a stroll in the park on a Sunday afternoon.
It was like he was jogging. Again, T.J. Watt coming down, but they have both linebackers blitzing the A-gap, so they're absolutely giving up the outside. They have the other 2 linebackers in the A-gaps on the line of scrimmage, so there's nobody to protect the outside.
21 carries, 129 yards for the Ravens, better than 6 yards per carry. First down and 10. Jackson takes the snap from under center. Handoff Henry straight ahead. And Henry crashes down to the 25-yard line. That'll go as a gain of 3. It'll bring up second down and 7.
You mentioned in Week 11 when Baltimore lost to Pittsburgh that Derrick Henry had 65 yards rushing. He has over that with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
You know, we talk about this Ravens rushing attack. They're averaging 6 yards a carry tonight. Keep in mind, during the regular season, they average 5.76. Yeah. That's an NFL single-season record. No one's ever averaged more than this Ravens team.
That's a credit, obviously, to Derrick Henry and Lamar, but that offensive line, the tight ends, the fullbacks, all of them.
Extra offensive lineman in the game on 2nd and 7. Jackson under center takes the snap. Toss Henry, running left, cuts it up along the numbers. Down to the 20, out to the 15. Henry to the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Minka Fitzpatrick makes the tackle, but the Ravens will have a 1st and goal. Henry got wide and picks up 16.
I mean, what it's like to have the offensive line block and then really another offensive lineman at fullback and Patrick Ricard, again, a first-team All-Pro, leading. I mean, that's what the linebackers and DBs have to look as a 300-pounder leading him.
From the Pittsburgh 8-yard line now, 1st and 10. Henry is at 84 yards rushing in this first half. Offset eye, Jackson under center. Here's the snap, turn, handoff, Henry along the left hash, inside the 5, breaking tackles to the end zone, touchdown Ravens. Derrick Henry with a bruising 8-yard touchdown run, and the Ravens have taken a 13-0 lead with 4:09 to go in the second quarter.
I'm going to tell you, Ryan, as a former defensive lineman, there's getting beat and then there's physically getting whooped. And that's what's going on right now. The offensive line, the tight ends, the fullbacks for Baltimore are physically pounding the Pittsburgh defensive line and linebackers.
Justin Tucker on for the PAT. Try and make this a 14-0 Baltimore lead. Jordan Stout will hold it. Nick Moore will snap it. The kick from Tucker is on the way. It's end over end, and it is good. 4 minutes, 9 seconds remain in the second quarter. It's the Ravens 14, the Steelers nothing. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Matayo.
And this is Elsa.
And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick.
Because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Let's check the drive summary, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn graduate and undergraduate certificates online with University of Maryland Global Campus. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev. 13 plays, 85 yards, 7:56 off the clock. And the Ravens have taken a 14-0 lead on the Steelers. Let's go downstairs, check in with Ross Tucker.
Guys, 4 minutes left in the second quarter and still 0 targets so far for George Pickens. He is by far the most explosive offensive weapon the Steelers have. Plus, he's mercurial, to be kind, right? So that's the type of guy that you want to get involved in the game early. They have done the exact opposite so far.
Listen, wow. Tucker, don't come in here dropping your Ivy League words like mercurial.
What is that? What are you doing?
Show off.
We don't have a thesaurus up here.
Did you know Ross went to Princeton?
Oh, he'll just tell you. Sorry,
Ravens. I like, too, how we do that, and we just cut his mic, so we can't say anything. Right? Tucker will kick it away from the 35. That's real fair of us.
Yeah.
Tucker will kick it away. Cordero Patterson, Jalen Warren back deep. Tucker on the approach. Here comes the end-over-end kickoff. Patterson a chance to return this one. He's got it around the 2. Straight ahead to the 10. Out of the 15. Out to the 20. Cuts to his left to the 25. Hops out to his right. And he's out to about the 29-yard line. 27-yard return for Cordero Patterson. Trenton Simpson made the tackle. And the Steelers will have it trailing 14-0. Well, this has been just domination in the first half. Baltimore 14 first downs to 1 for the Steelers. 218 yards for the Ravens, just 36 for Pittsburgh. Steelers have gone 3 and out on their last 2 drives. Wilson will line up in the shotgun. He's got Jalen Warren to his left. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Wilson looks over the defense, lifts his right leg, gets the snap, back to throw, looking left, throws left. That's caught by Pickens, turns back inside, breaks 1 tackle, and he dives across the 35 out to about the 36-yard line. So the mercurial one, George Pickens, has his first catch. It's a gain of 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Steelers going quickly now. Wilson in the gun, trips right, single man left. Wilson walked toward the line of scrimmage, points with his left hand, falls back along the hash marks. Lifts his right leg, gets the snap, back to pass, looks right, looks left, throws short left, caught by Warren inside the numbers. He's across the 40. He's got a first down out to the 42. Roquan Smith with the tackle, gain of 5. Kyle Hamilton was there as well. A couple of Pro Bowlers from that Ravens defense combined on the stop. And now Justin Fields is coming back in.
Justin Fields again gives you options. I like the short, quicker passes, those 2 plays to get a first down.
Fields will line up in the shotgun. 1st and 10 Steelers at their own 42. Here's the snap. Fields fakes the handoff. Rolling right. Being chased. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Trying to get that ball out to Darnell Washington, but Marlon Humphrey was in the backfield chasing down Justin Fields. That play did not work at all. Wilson coming back in for 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey, an all-pro this year as well. The first Ravens cornerback to have 5 interceptions and 5 tackles for losses, and that's, you see him playing up at the line more this year, getting those tackles behind the line.
Trips right, single man left. Now Freiermuth in motion from right to left. Wilson in the gun, Warren to his right. 2nd down and 10. Wilson lifts that right leg a couple of times, gets the snap, handoff Warren, straight ahead, jumps out to his right, gets out of an ankle tackle, and is able to slide forward for a couple of yards. Gain of 2 to the 39. Kyle Van Noy was the first guy there and slowed him down, then got help from his teammates. And now a 3rd and long for the Steelers, who desperately need to keep this drive alive. Wilson will line up in the shotgun, 2 receivers left and right. And I think the Ravens called a timeout. So Baltimore is going to spend its first time out with 2:41 to go in the first half, leading by a score of 14-0. A reminder to stay with us for the NFL playoffs on Westwood One halftime report, sponsored by Wendy's. The great Scott Graham will recap game 1 from earlier today. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's breakfast like a breakfast baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Boy, how about that first game? Chargers jumped out to a 6-0 lead, and then Herbert could not stop throwing interceptions.
Well, and you know, for the crowd, Mike, who says the regular season doesn't matter, it's only about what happens in the playoffs. Houston looked terrible down the stretch. But they came to play today, and they will move on. So after the timeout, Steelers have a 3rd down and 8. 2:41 to go here in the first half. Ball resting at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Wilson will line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 3 to the right, including Pickens. Warren, who had been wide to the left, motions into the backfield. He stops on Wilson's left hip. Play clock shows 6. Wilson wants the snap. He's got it. He's back to throw. Wilson facing pressure, loads up, taking a shot deep down the right side for Pickens. Makes the catch, and Pickens is taken down at the 15-yard line.
That's coming back.
Marlon Humphrey made the tackle, but let's see if this is going to be offensive pass interference on Pickens.
Yeah, it absolutely is. He pushed off. It was a great timing of the push, but he definitely pushed off.
Pass interference, offense number 14. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, it was Humphrey that he pushed off. Kyle Hamilton eventually made the tackle. Let's head downstairs, check in with Ross Tucker.
Guys, I am right here, 5 yards from where the pass interference happened. I think Humphrey would have been able to make a play on the ball if Pickens didn't do that, but that's the type of stuff that Pickens does all the time. That was a blatant 2-hand push off like that from Pickens. They're going to call that every time. even if he did something subtle, he might have been able to catch it. You can't just shove the guy with two hands.
Yeah, you extend your arms. Like Ross said, you're going to get called. If you keep your arms in or use your elbow, you may be able to get away with it.
So back it up now. It's 3rd down and 18. Calvin Anderson is in at left tackle for the Steelers. Just came off IR today. Shotgun snap to Wilson. He's back to pass. Looking, throws short right. Caught by Freiermuth. Turns back inside. And he's across the 40 out to about the 42, maybe the 43. Roquan Smith made the tackle. Brandon Stevens there as well. Gain of 9. And the Steelers will punt after the 2-minute warning, which we have reached here in Baltimore, sponsored by Lionsgate. Flight Risk stars Mark Wahlberg as a psychotic villain, a role we haven't seen him play in almost 3 decades. This movie is one hell of an action thrill ride, the kind of movie you must experience in the theater. 2 minutes to go first half. Ravens 14, Steelers nothing. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Mayday. We've been compromised. The pilot's a hitman.
I knew you were going to be fun. On January 24th.
Tell me how to fly this thing.
Mark Wahlberg. You know what the difference between me and you is? You're going to die.
Don't shoot him, we need him!
Y'all need a pilot? Flight Risk. Rated R.
Sponsored by Lionsgate.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you could get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATM.
Taxes was waiting around for your taxes to be done, which led to worrying about not getting any money back. Now Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes in a day to get you up to $4,000 fast with a refund advance loan. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Expert filing only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Refund advance has $0 loan fees and 0% APR. Refund advance loans may be issued by First Century Bank, N.A. or WebBank. Terms apply. Subject to approval.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland, along with Mike Golick and Ross Tucker. I'm Ryan Radke, and together with Navy Federal Credit Union, we'd like to thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast of the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One, and give an extra special shout-out to the over 1 million men and women in uniform stationed around the world in military bases and ships at sea defending our nation. Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org.
Certainly appreciate men and women's service around the country and around the world. And Baltimore Ravens fans that are listening, hope you're enjoying it. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, you have another half.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Things could improve. Steven Sims back to return the punt for Corliss Waitman. Now, this first half so far has been a continuation of the regular season, where the Ravens won 4 straight, came from 2 back of Pittsburgh to vault them, win the division, and the Steelers just a mess down the stretch. Here's the snap to Waitman. Left footer gets away. A high wobbly kick. Sims moving to his left will signal for a fair catch, and he's got it at about the 11-yard line. And that's where the Ravens will have it with 2 timeouts and 1:53 remaining in the first half. A 14-0 lead. Downstairs to Ross Tucker.
I don't think we'll see it on this drive, but watching that last drive, it was all 13 plays were runs for the Ravens. And I know the Steelers have struggled over the last month or so, and they haven't won a playoff game in a while. But it's still just so strange here at field level to see the Pittsburgh Steelers getting beat up like this.
Ravens start first down and 10. 1:53 to go in the half and 2 timeouts. Ravens so far have run for 156 yards in this first half. Jackson will line up in the shotgun. He's got Henry to his left. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Henry. Running left, breaks a tackle, cuts it up along the numbers. And Henry is across the line of scrimmage. He's out to about the 12. DeMonte KZ made the tackle. It'll be second down and long. Ravens will let the clock run here. Gain of 3 out to the 13-yard line. Baltimore is in no hurry. Ravens will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, if they want to try and make a 2-minute drill, make a move here to score, and as you mentioned, get the ball in the second half, that just doesn't bode well for Pittsburgh.
Pistol formation now. Henry is the running back behind Jackson. Clock moving down to 1:16 to go. Sims in motion from right to left. Jackson takes the snap, turns, hands it off Henry, running left outside the hash marks, lowers his shoulder, and he's out to about the 17-yard line. Peyton Wilson made the stop. The Ravens will take a timeout now with 1:08 remaining. And a 3rd down and 3. We will step aside. 14-0 Baltimore on top. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you could get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs.
This bowl season, we've got a new lineup of $5 bowls from KFC. They're bringing back the fan favorite mac and cheese bowl, filled with creamy mac and cheese, original recipe nuggets, and a 3-cheese blend. They're also bringing back the Nashville Hot Mac and Cheese Bowl and the Nashville Hot Famous Bowl. Plus, they're introducing the brand new Nashville Hot Loaded Fry Bowl. 5 options to choose from for $5 each. Taste all your KFC favorites in every sporkful and discover what finger-licking good means with every bite. Only at KFC.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Ryan Radke, Mike Golick here in the Grainger broadcast booth in Baltimore. Ross Tucker down on the sidelines. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers professional-grade supplies and solutions made for every industry and backed by product experts. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 1:08 to go here in the second quarter. Ravens 14, Steelers nothing. The Steelers actually took that last time out. So each team now has 2 timeouts. Ravens will try to extend this drive here. Boy, they have just dominated so far in this first half. 14 first downs to 2. Justice Hill is in at running back. Lamar Jackson is in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, including Sims, who sprints in motion to the right. Jackson back to throw, fires left side. That's caught by Bateman for a first down. Jackson fired a fastball in there across the 25, out to about the 27-yard line, and the Ravens do keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 from the 27. Jackson gets the shotgun snap. Back to pass, rolling to his right, looking down the field. Lamar throws back across his body. Wide open Aguilar at the 45, over the 50, spins his way into Steeler territory. They'll mark him down at the 48. Joey Porter Jr. made the tackle. Timeout, Ravens with 42 seconds to go in the half.
And normally when you roll right or even left, you don't throw back across your body, but Lamar is so free on the outside that he's able to set his feet and throw.
Boy, it had Nelson Aguilar wide open in the middle of the field, and again, Jackson put it right on him. Lamar Jackson here in this first half is 9 of 10 for 96 yards. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on NBC tomorrow night when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers meet the Washington Commanders. Of course, you can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwood1sports.com. So 25 yards on the catch and run by Aguilar. Steelers defenders could use that timeout. Mike, we've seen them just hands on hips in this first half.
Again, they've been doubled up on plays, so they've been out there a long time.
One more timeout for the Ravens. 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 48. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Jackson in the gun with Justice Hill to his right. Here's the snap. Lamar back to pass, looking left, throws left. Anthony Miller makes the catch and is tackled immediately inbounds. There's a fight for the football going on over there. Steelers trying to rip it away. Miller has possession. The clock continues to run. Now they're going to blow it dead. I think the Ravens took their time out.
They did.
their third and final of the half.
I mean, that was a play that was supposed to get out of bounds. Was supposed to, but the throw went more to the inside of the field instead of the outside of the receiver where he could go out of bounds. And he may not have gotten out of bounds anyway. The defender was right there.
How about Anthony Miller? He had one catch all year. It came late in the blowout win on Christmas Day in Houston. He's got 2 catches here in the wild card game tonight.
Hey, who steps up, right, when your number's called? How do you answer the bell?
Short gain on that play.
Yeah. I wasn't really a big fan of that play just for that reason there, not getting out of bounds and having to use your last time out.
And probably worth mentioning, we talked about Justin Tucker in glowing terms. This has not been Tucker's best year. So at one time you'd think, hey, a couple of more yards, it's an automatic 3 points. That's not been the case this season for Justin Tucker, especially from long distance. In fact, the last 2 years, he's just 7 of 16 from 50 plus.
Which is amazing. He's the record holder.
Yeah, 66-yarder a couple of years ago.
But he's missed 8 field goals and 2 extra points this year. 10 kicks total.
Jackson will line up in the shotgun with Justice Hill to his left. 3 receivers out to that left side. 37 seconds remain here in this first half. 2nd and 6, shotgun snap. Jackson back to pass, looking, steps up in the pocket, gets away from pressure, throws, got Andrews at the 40, racing left across the 35, down to the 30, scampers out of bounds around the 25. They're going to mark him out at the 24. Andrews so smart, caught that ball, saw an opening, angled to the sideline, picks up 20 and stops the clock with 28 seconds to go.
Ryan, you're so right saying so smart, because he could have cut that back to the middle of the field and still had room to run. But he knew if I'm going to get yards, it's going to be going toward the sideline to get out of bounds. That's a vet move.
Nick Herbig came on the blitz. Lamar Jackson got away, and his big night continues. Jackson now 11 of 12 in this first half. 9 in a row completions for Jackson. Slot right, single man left, shotgun snap. Jackson back to pass. Lamar looking, fires over the middle, caught by Likely at the 15, inside the 10, down to the 5, and he's knocked down around the 4. Minka Fitzpatrick the tackle. Clock running, Ravens hustling to get up on the football. They're going to spot the ball at the 5. Jackson gets under center, takes the snap and clocks it with 11 seconds to go.
Wow, that's just knowing how to run a hurry-up offense, which is practiced all the time by every team. Every imaginable situation, and this is the most critical one when you don't have timeouts left to get to the ball and kill it.
Mike, Ross Tucker just talked a second ago about how the Ravens have physically dominated Pittsburgh. Isaiah Likely just threw Cameron Sutton to the ground trying to make that tackle. I mean, literally reached out and threw him down and just went right through him.
And that's the second time he's thrown Cameron Sutton.
From the 5-yard line now, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Jackson in the gun, brings Bateman in motion from the left, takes the snap, and I think the Steelers may have called a timeout.
Yep, they did.
Before the ball was snapped, timeout, Pittsburgh at 11 seconds.
So I don't think the Steelers were set.
Yeah, I don't think they were. They needed that to get set. 11 seconds, Baltimore should be able to get 2 plays out of this to get a touchdown before they have to go for a field goal.
Well, this is where you really have to keep an eye out for Mark Andrews. He had 11 touchdown catches during the regular year, all of them in the red zone.
Yeah.
Log on to westwood1sports.com every weekday during the NFL season for a brand new episode of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, starring producer Jack and Ross Tucker. Listen at your convenience at westwood1sports.com/Ross Tucker. And let's head downstairs to Ross on the sideline.
Very funny, Ryan. Listen, though, with only 11 seconds left, this ball has to go in the end zone. They can probably get 2 plays out of it, but it must go in the end zone. I don't think they'd have enough time to get back on the ball again and spike it. So end zone or out of bounds or nothing, Jackson cannot take a sack.
41 touchdown passes during the regular season for Lamar Jackson. He'll line up in the shotgun, 2 receivers left and right. Bateman in motion from the left, shotgun snap, Lamar back to pass, looking, pumps, moving left, moving right, backpedaling out of the 20, steps up, throws short, cut by Justice Hill, racing into the end zone, touchdown Ravens! Lamar Jackson backpedaling, whirling away from pressure, stepping up and finding Hill in the right flat, wide open, into the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown, and the Ravens lead 20-0.
And that Ryan had been the last play of the half if they not done that. If he had to throw that ball away or didn't get a touchdown, we had talked about him being able to get 2 plays in 11 seconds. Not when you're running around in the backfield like that, but he pulls a rabbit out of the hat.
And it just gets worse for the Steelers. Cameron Hayward very slow to get up and is now being helped off by the training staff to the sideline. Meanwhile, the MVP chants start for Lamar Jackson as Justin Tucker comes on for the PAT. 2 seconds remain in the half, and Baltimore is looking at a 21-0 lead if Tucker can convert.
And they get the ball to start the third quarter, and you know they're just going to try and hammer the coffin closed.
Well, and another long drive put together by the Ravens. They started that drive at their own 15-yard line. So Tucker on for the PAT. Nick Moore to snap. Jordan Stout to hold. Snap is on the way. Ball down. The kick from Tucker is up. It is good. And the Ravens have a 21-0 lead. Let's check the drive summary sponsored by Gain Laundry. Mix and match scents to create your own unique scent combo that is as unique as you are. Mix, match, more happy with Gain. 8 plays, 85 yards, a minute and 42 seconds off the clock. And you just look at the body language, Mike. We can hear more from Ross, who's down there on the sideline. But from up here, looking down, the Steelers look like a defeated football team.
As I said, losing is one thing, but getting physically beat is another. And that's exactly what's happened. And listen, Pittsburgh's had one play to get back in this game. The deep ball to Pickens, who got called for offensive pass interference. That big play got negated. They've had nothing else but punts.
Downstairs, let's check in with Ross.
Well, not only, guys, is it bad body language, but in particular, the defense just looks exhausted. I mean, the defense has been out here the entire first half. The Steelers' offense could not sustain any offense whatsoever. These guys are dog-tired right now.
The Ravens have just dominated in terms of total plays run in this first half. I mean, they've been out there, it feels like, for the entire half. 41 plays run by Baltimore, Ross, and just 17 for the Steelers. Jordan Stout now is going to kick it away. This is something the Ravens have been doing. Tucker kicks off to start the game, and then Stout comes in later in the game. He's got a little bit bigger leg. And Jordan Stout will drive this kickoff deep into the end zone. In fact, it's going to go off the crossbar of the uprights. And that'll be a touchback out to the 30-yard line. And you got to figure Pittsburgh is just going to take a knee and try to regroup in the locker room.
Oh, yeah. They're going to take all that halftime to take a deep breath and try and regroup, try and fix what's going on. But the only thing to fix what's going on is just stop getting beat one-on-one. That's what's happening. They're just flat out getting blocked.
The last time the Pittsburgh Steelers were shut out in the first half of a postseason game, you have to go back to the 96 divisional game at New England. That was 30 games ago. And Russell Wilson will just drop down to a knee. And the Steelers have been blanked here in the first half. They trail the Ravens 21-0.
Again, this is going to be real interesting what goes on in this Pittsburgh locker room and how they come out, how they try to adjust from just a physical beatdown.
By the way, last time the Ravens had a shutout in the postseason in the first half, pretty good day for them. The Super Bowl against the Giants. They went on to win 34-7. End of the first half here in Baltimore with the score. The Ravens 21 and the Steelers nothing. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from the Progressive Insurance Studios with the halftime report. You could save big when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Welcome to the NFL Playoffs Halftime Report on Westwood One. Sponsored by Wendy's. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's breakfast. Like a breakfast baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's. Now, here's your host, Scott Graham.
From our Westwood One studios, we are at halftime of game number 2 of our wildcard doubleheader. And that is about as close to a perfect half of football as can be played. The Baltimore Ravens sitting on top of a 21-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers at the break. This is, as we said, game number 2. Game 1 happening earlier today between the Chargers and Houston Texans at NRG Stadium. And this game early on favored the Chargers in a huge way. They had a 6-0 lead after 2 quick possessions in the ball game and a pair of Cameron Dicker field goals. And Houston couldn't get a whole lot done until late in the first half of this game. As it turned out, it was a busted play in which C.J. Stroud fumbled the football and then found Xavier Hutchinson for a 34-yard gain. That started a drive that got downfield after a Nico Collins 37-yard reception. It was Collins who finished the drive.
3rd and 11 at the Charger 13. Motion across from Mechie to the right side of the line. Shotgun snap to Stroud. He'll set, throw over the middle. Caught by Collins on a slant and into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Houston ties it up at 6 on the strike from Stroud to Collins. They'll try to take the lead with the extra point.
Kevin Kugler right here on Westwood One with the call. They got that lead as Kaimi Fairbairn hit the extra point and then added a field goal before halftime for a 10-6 lead for the Texans. Fairbairn hit again in the third quarter on a 37-yard field goal to make it a 13-6 ball game. But it was the Houston defense that was responsible for the next score in the game, and this one kind of tipped the balance in their favor.
Herbert in the gun. He sends McConkey in motion to the left side. Along the right hash, awaiting the shotgun snap, Justin Herbert creeping up toward the line, leaning in. Now backs up, leaning back on his left foot, gets the shotgun snap. Looks to the left, pumps and throws left side. Too tall, and it's intercepted. Picked off down the sideline. Eric Murray, he's going to take it for a Houston pick 6. Nobody laid a glove on Eric Murray. And a pick 6 later, the Texans lead it 19-6.
Ball over the hands of Ladd McConkey and right into Murray's lap. He walks it in for a touchdown and a 20-6 lead. Even after McConkey caught an 86-yard touchdown pass early in the fourth quarter to get L.A. close, the extra point was blocked and returned on a 2-point conversion. So still a 13-point lead for Houston as they never allowed the Chargers to get close, and their big-time running back closed it out.
Giant play here. 4th and 1. Offense breaks the huddle. Single back is Mixon. Stroud under center motion. The give. Mixon. A hole on the left side. First down and more. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Driving to the pylon on the left sideline. And it's a touchdown. The Houston Texans have just put the cherry on top. A Joe Mixon touchdown on 4th down. And a Lambeau leap, Houston style, with a 31-12 Texans lead.
And a 32-12 Texans victory as they survive and advance. D'Amico Ryans, head coach for the Texans, proud of the way his defense played.
To play playoff football, first thing first, you have to stop the run. And that's where our interior defensive linemen really played great today at stopping the run. Right? You stop the run, you force teams to have to throw the ball. And that's why our entire D-line, they cut it loose. But all across the board, those guys were rushing together. They were disciplined with their rush lanes. Everybody did a great job of keeping Herbert in the pocket, and they were able to get him down several times.
Now, Herbert was running for his life. Not only was he sacked, but he also threw 4 interceptions in this game. He threw 3 for the entire of the regular season. Clearly disappointed by his own performance.
Yeah, it's tough. I let the team down, and you can't turn over the ball like that and expect to win and put the team into a tough position there with 4 turnovers like that. So, the defense hung tough. They got some turnovers. They gave us opportunities, but I just have to be better.
So the Houston Texans advance. The Chargers season is over. Houston will go to Kansas City next week or Baltimore next week. We'll have to wait and see. Did I say Baltimore? Not over yet, but our halftime score, the Ravens 21, Pittsburgh 0. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Hear the drama of the Premier League unfold on Sirius XMFC. Nottingham Forest are the only side to beat Liverpool this season.
Adoy edge of the box wants to shoot. Does shoot. And scores brilliantly.
Can they pull off the double, or will the league leaders exact their revenge?
He'll get another go at it here, and Salah's made it 2-2.
Find out when Forest battle Liverpool. Tuesday at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app.
The NFL playoffs on SiriusXM continue with a wildcard weekend triple header tomorrow on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88. First at 1 Eastern, it's a showdown between the Broncos and Bills.
Touchdown, Josh Allen!
Then at 4:30 Eastern, the Eagles host the Packers.
He's going to run. He's going to score. Jalen Hurts.
Finally at 8, it's the Commanders and Bucks. Find your hometown announcers at SiriusXM.com/NFL schedule or search for your team on the SiriusXM app.
A new era of the college football playoff is here, and you can hear every play, every touchdown, and every unbelievable moment on SiriusXM College Sports Radio.
Caught on a spinning move in the end zone.
With exclusive pregame analysis and in-depth postgame breakdowns, we're your ultimate destination for playoff action all month long.
At the 10, at the 5, into the end zone!
Don't miss a second of the college football playoff right here on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, channel 84 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
To truly go inside the game of pro football, you need to see things from the player's perspective.
Let's go.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, catch the Player's Point. Join NFL tight end Colin Thompson and wide receiver Allen Robinson as they break down the biggest stories in the NFL.
I think that's what makes the National Football League so special.
The Player's Point. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on SiriusXM NFL Radio, Channel 88, and the SiriusXM app.
Welcome back to the NFL on Westwood One from the Progressive Insurance Studios. I'm Scott Grant. You can save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. Commanding lead for the over the Pittsburgh Steelers for the Baltimore Ravens at halftime. Don't forget, Wild Card Weekend continues tomorrow with 3 big games here on many of these same stations. All of it starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time as the Denver Broncos will take on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. That's followed by the Green Bay Packers in Philly against the Eagles. And we will wrap up tomorrow night with the Washington Commanders in Tampa Bay against the Bucks. And don't forget, Minnesota and L.A. still to follow on Monday night from Glendale, Arizona. The NFL Playoff Halftime Report on Westwood One has been sponsored by Wendy's. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's breakfast, like a breakfast Baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's. Taking a look at the first half, stunning. Baltimore outgaining Pittsburgh 308-59, 19 first downs to 2. Our halftime score, Baltimore 21, Pittsburgh nothing. When we return, Ryan Radke, Mike Golick, and Ross Tucker will have the second half kickoff. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ryan Radke, Mike Golick, Ross Tucker back in Baltimore. Halftime, Ravens on top of the Steelers by a score of 21-0. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Indeed. You don't need a job site, you need a hiring platform. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Domination by the Ravens in the first half. 308 yards of total offense to 59 for the Steelers. 19 Ravens first downs, 2 for Pittsburgh. Ravens had the ball for almost 20 minutes and 30 seconds in that first half. Lamar Jackson, 13 of 15, 144 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He ran for 64 yards on 11 carries. Derrick Henry, 13 carries, 100 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Justin Fields got in the ball game for a couple of snaps. Russell Wilson was 7 of 9 for 44 yards. Najee Harris 3 carries for 12 yards in that first half. All Ravens all the time, Mike.
Yeah, and listen, for Pittsburgh in the locker room, the coordinators, I'm sure, went over adjustments. One of them, got to have a scrape linebacker for when Lamar pulls the ball. You have to fix that up. But other than that, knowing Mike Tomlin challenged his group, right? You're getting beat 21-0. He challenged the group to what they're going to do in the second half.
Let's go downstairs, check in with Ross Tucker on the sidelines.
Guys, I got a chance to hear what both head coaches had to say at halftime. Mike Tomlin was asked about Lamar Jackson's exploits, especially at the end of the first half. He said, what are you going to do? That's Lamar. He's going to make some plays like that. When asked about what the Steelers can do offensively, he said, everybody needs to do their job one play at a time. Meanwhile, John Harbaugh was asked about having the 21-0 lead. Stop me if you heard this one before, guys. He said, we got to just keep playing one play at a time. So back to you after these amazing quotes from the head coaches down here.
Appreciate it, Ross. Chris Boswell will kick it away from the 35-yard line. Keaton Mitchell and Steven Sims back to what do you expect from these two guys?
What do they get? It's exactly right. Especially these two guys who have been coaching forever.
They've been around.
Absolutely.
These guys have been around the block. In fact, these two guys tonight are meeting. They're very familiar with one another. Only Curly Lambeau and George Halas faced each other more than Mike Tomlin and Jim Harbaugh. 38th time these two guys have faced off. Lambeau and Halas had 49 meetings in their careers.
Kids, Google it. Google George Halas and Curly Lambeau. Just get to know the history of the game.
Time for the start of the second half, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, go to goodrx.com or download the free GoodRx app. Chris Boswell sends the kickoff through the end zone. Ravens will start 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Well, in the absence of great quotes from Mike Tomlin, what do you expect the Steelers to try to do here in the second half to turn the tide?
Well, luckily, the defense finally got some rest for Pittsburgh because it was halftime and there was no play on the field, so they had to get a break. Let's see that they're going to have to start the spark. The defense had been the better side of this club for most of the year. They're the ones that are going to have to get some stops.
I formation behind Jackson, 2 receivers left. Here's the snap, handoff Derrick Henry along the left hash, and Henry plows his way forward, picks up about 3 yards on the carry. Isaiah Loudermilk makes the stop. He's in there for Cameron Hayward, who was not on the field. He limped off late in the first half, and that would be a big loss for the Steeler defense.
I mean, what Cameron Hayward, his career is just unbelievable. Just amazing for an interior defensive lineman, the amount of hits he's taken and how great he has been. And as you mentioned, not on the field right now, so really down a man.
14th year out of Ohio State, 12 tackles for loss this year, 11 passes defense. Yeah. First defensive tackle with double-digit tackles for loss and passes defense since Cam Jordan back in 2017. Jackson takes the pistol snap, hands off Henry, running right side, breaks a tackle. Henry across the 35, along the numbers to the 40, and he's got a first down out to the 41-yard line. Derrick Henry picks up 8 more. Dante Jackson with the tackle, and Derrick Henry is simply having his way tonight.
So we talked about Cameron Hayward off the field. TJ Watt tried to make that play and got reached outside, threw his left arm out there, and just went off the field holding his left arm.
So Hayward on the sideline, Watt on the sideline. Meanwhile, Derrick Henry, 15 carries for 111 yards and a touchdown. Ravens have a first down and 10 at their own 41. Justice Hill in is the eye back now. Jackson under center, takes the snap, give it to Hill, running right, cuts back left, and Justice Hill is out to about the 45-yard line. So 4 yards for Hill. Montravius Adams with the tackle. It'll be second down and 6.
And you mentioned 111 yards already for Derrick Henry, who does his best running in the second half. Think of that if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers defender or a fan right now, knowing Derrick runs better in the second half, where they're in a position where they're going to run the ball.
The amazing thing, Mike, all the carries, the physical nature that he runs with, he still looks incredibly fresh. Here's a toss play to Hill running off the right side, gets outside the numbers, little juke move across the 45, spins out of a tackle, and Hill stepped out of bounds just before he could get to midfield, trying to make a move. It looks like they're going to mark him out at the 49-yard line. Landon Roberts made the stop. It's going to go as a gain of about 4 yards. And a third down and short now for Baltimore, who will bring Josh Jones, the extra offensive lineman, into the game again.
Well, you always talk about, like in the NBA, you don't realize how big the players are till you're on the floor and seeing them at eye level. It's the same thing with Derrick Henry. You're shocked he's a running back. in the league that runs as fast as he does for as big as he is.
He's back in there now for 3rd and 1.5 yards. Jackson takes the snap, handoff Henry, jumps out to his left, and Henry is going to be short of the first down. He got to midfield, but he needs to get across the midfield stripe. Landon Roberts the tackle. It's a gain of 1. Now 4th and 1. And a little surprising, maybe the Ravens are going to punt.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, listen, play the field position game. The Pittsburgh offense is doing nothing. You can pin Pittsburgh back, stop them, and get great field position. I have no problem with this move.
So Jordan Stout will come on to punt. Calvin Austin back to return. Remember last time the Ravens punted from around this area, the Steelers didn't put anybody back, but this time Austin is back. He's on the far side number, standing right at the 10-yard line.
And don't give Pittsburgh a chance to get a spark by maybe stopping Baltimore on 4th and 1.
Stout waiting. Watching some clock melt away here. 9 seconds left on the play clock. Stout gets a knee-high snap, hits an end-over-end punt. Austin moving to his right, will let it go over his head. It bounces inside the 5, checks up, and is down at the 2. That was a beauty. Tylan Wallace gets down there to down it. Jordan Stout could not have done it any better. A 48-yard punt and no return. The Steelers will be backed up when we come back. 11:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's the Ravens 21, the Steelers nothing. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
When the forgotten poor are suffering and in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, with volunteer medical staff and crew who donate their time to save lives. Heroes of mercy, like these.
Every human being has the right to be treated as human, to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the look in the patient's eyes or the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
We bring hope and healing to one person, but that person belongs to a family, and that family belongs to a community.
Together, these heroes of mercy and friends like you bring hope and healing to those who desperately need it.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org today.
After my father...
Are you ready to thrive in 2025? Kickstart your personal upgrade on the SiriusXM app with our collection of top self-improvement podcasts.
The Mel Robbins Podcast.
The Ramsey Show.
Ask Eliza anything.
Soundtracks for meditation.
Learn and grow on a daily basis.
Genre-spanning workout channels and more.
Soul Cycle Radio.
I work out. Just search 2025 on the SiriusXM app.
Living it up, we said. Yo, what's up? It's SiriusXM Fly. I can't come to the phone right now because I'm over on channel 50 playing those 90s. What's my name? Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. And 2000s hip-hop and R&B throwbacks. Yes. Hang down, flip it and reverse it. Commercial free, 24/7. Pull up, channel 50 and at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices. Holla.
Mike Golick here in the Grainger broadcast booth in Baltimore. Ross Tucker down on the sidelines. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers professional-grade supplies and solutions made for every industry and backed by product experts. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 11:29 to go, 3rd quarter. Ravens 21, Steelers nothing. Steelers will start this drive at their own 2-yard line. Dan Moore, their starting left tackle, an ankle injury. He is questionable to return. Calvin Anderson remains in at left tackle. Najee Harris is the running back. Wilson goes under center. 3 tight ends in the game. 1st down and 10. Wilson looks over the defense. Takes the snap, turns, hands it off. Harris bouncing out to the left hash. Tries to duck under a tackle. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Leans forward. Maybe got a half yard. Roquan Smith with the stop. Let's send it downstairs and check in with Ross.
First of all, Radke, stop stealing my injury reports. I was just about to say that Moore is questionable with the left ankle, but here's the funny part. A week ago, the Steelers had no Andersons in on the offensive line. Now they have 2. They have 1 at right guard, 1 at left tackle, neither one of which is their normal starter. Not good when you're down big, having to throw the ball a lot against this Ravens defense.
2nd down, 9, shotgun snap. Wilson back, looks left, looks right, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Dropped by Darnell Washington, a low throw that was down by his knees. And now that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. My apologies.
So I just wonder
Ross.
if you like taking everybody's information.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You want to be an analyst? You want to be a sideline reporter? We can leave. Ross, you got me and you. We can go hang out in the press box, eat some more food.
First of all, I'll take Tucker because you're up here housing cupcakes. So I'll take Tucker. He might actually talk.
A good cupcake.
3rd down and 9 from the 3. Your tongue is purple. It's ridiculous. Trips right, single man left. Wilson back in the shotgun. Right foot in front of left, now walks toward the line of scrimmage. Falls back into the gun, play clock melts down to 3. Wilson wants the snap. He's got it, he's back to pass. Blitz coming from Humphrey. Wilson pumps, fires deep down the middle of the field. Calvin Austin makes the catch, takes a shot, and hangs on. Darius Washington with a big hit on Calvin Austin, but he makes the catch, a gain of 26, and a much-needed 1st down for Pittsburgh.
Excellent throw, excellent catch, and then to hang on to that ball because he absolutely took a shot. Blitz was picked up well by Warren, gave Russ some more time to throw a dart.
Longest play of the night for the Steelers. 1st and 10 from their own 28. Wilson in the gun with receivers left and right. Austin is a wing to the right side. Here's the snap. Wilson back to pass. Sets his feet. Checks it down short left. Caught by Warren. Runs outside the numbers across the 30. And he spins his way forward to about the 32 before Malik Harrison can make the stop. Kyle Hamilton was in there as well. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
So they'll use this as a type of running game because remember the keys in the beginning I said try and establish the run and control the clock. Well, 7 carries for 19 yards in the first half is not controlling the run or the clock.
Wilson under center, 2nd down and 5 from his own 33. Here's the snap, back on a play fake. Wilson rolling to his left, being chased. He'll tuck it and run to the sideline, and he steps out of bounds. Wilson maybe got a yard. Nnamdi Madubuike chased him out of bounds. Madubuike going back to the Pro Bowl, 2nd straight year for him. He's been really good for this Baltimore defense the last couple of seasons. They're going to say no gain on that run, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
Madubuike, a guy who bet on himself offseason ago, turned down an offer by Baltimore and bet on himself in the last year, and it paid off big time for him.
3rd down and 5 now for the Steelers. We talked about their struggles on 3rd down tonight. 2 of 6 in the game. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Wilson in the gun with Jalen Warren to his left. Pickens is the outside man to the right. Wilson takes the shotgun snap. He's back to pass. He looks. He throws deep down the left side for Williams. Makes the catch. Gets away from the defense and then is run out of bounds by Washington. A beautiful throw by Russell Wilson down the left side to Mike Williams. Darius Washington knocked him out of bounds. Tre'Davious White was in coverage. It's a gain of 37.
We talked about Russell Wilson being one of the best deep ball throwers in the game. Boy, and he proved it there, just dropping it right into the spot. Tre'Davious White just could do nothing but get up and shake his head.
This is the first time in the game the Steelers have been in Ravens territory. They've got the ball at the Baltimore 30, 1st down and 10. Under center, Wilson has the snap, back on a play fake, rolling to his left, pumps, pulls it down, pumps again, now throws it away, incomplete. He was trying to get the ball to Freiermuth, but Malik Harrison was all over him. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Listen, this is why, the 3 of us laughed about it, but this is why John Harbaugh said you play one play at a time. You're up 21-0, but here goes Pittsburgh on their best drive of the night.
2nd down and 10 now. Connor Hayward in the ball game for the Steelers. Hayward will be one of 3 receivers out to the right side of the formation. Freiermuth by himself to the left. Wilson in the gun with Najee Harris, the running back, to his right. Hayward goes in motion right to left. Shotgun snap. Wilson back. Looks left. Looks middle. Pump fakes. Rolling right. Being chased. Wilson out to the numbers. Will heave it into the sideline. Incomplete. Just nowhere to go with the football. And now a 3rd down and 10. Tavius Robinson applied the heat on Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson just can't turn the corner when he gets outside. These defenders for Baltimore are just cutting off the angle and not letting Russell Wilson buy any more time by actually being able to turn the corner to get a decent throw on.
How about big Michael Pierce getting out there? We saw him drop into coverage and get a pick in the final regular season game.
Nothing like seeing a big man get a turnover and run, even though it was just a couple of steps.
Said he slid down because he didn't want to become a meme.
Yeah.
Trips right, single man left. 3rd down and 10, shotgun snap. Wilson back to pass, heaves one deep down the field, and that one is caught. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Van Jefferson down the left side got behind the defense, and Russell Wilson dropped it in the bucket. A 30-yard touchdown, and finally, Pittsburgh is on the board with 8:05 to go in the third quarter. It's the Ravens 21, the Steelers 6. The extra point try coming up. And that was a beauty of a throw from Russell Wilson.
Cornerback Brandon Stevens and safety Kyle Hamilton will have a discussion after that one.
Chris Boswell on for the PAT. Snap, spot, kick from Boswell is up, and it is good. So with 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Ravens lead is down to 14. It's Baltimore 21, Pittsburgh 7. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Mayday. We've been compromised. The pilot's a hitman.
I knew you were going to be fun. On January 24th.
Tell me how to fly this thing.
Mark Wahlberg.
You know what the difference between me and you is? You're gonna die. Don't shoot him, we need him! Y'all need a pilot?
Flight Risk. Rated R.
Sponsored by Lionsgate.
A much-needed drive for the Steelers. 9 plays, 98 yards, 3:24 off the clock. It leads us into our Fact of the Game, sponsored by Liberty Mutual. Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Well, that 98-yard drive was good. Not the longest scoring drive of the day, however. The Houston Texans had a 99-yard scoring drive. We also saw the Ravens have a 95-yarder earlier in the game. So kicking off wildcard weekend, a lot of long touchdown drives, but man, did the Steelers need that one.
Boy, they really did. Really did. Had one big play in the first half to George Pickens that was called back on an offensive pass interference. That was a nice, consistent drive, throwing the ball, which is something they're going to have to continue to do.
Wilson on that drive, 4 of 7, 97 yards. Couple of outstanding throws. One to Mike Williams, then the touchdown to Van Jefferson. And the Steelers on the board as Steven Sims and Keaton Mitchell go back deep to return the Chris Boswell kickoff. Well, the Steelers' last 6 playoff games, including tonight, outscored in the first half 136-47. But the third quarter this year is when the Steelers did a lot of their damage, Mike. For whatever reason, They were really good coming out of the locker room. They did not allow a point in 10 different third quarters this year. The 32 third quarter points allowed, the fewest in the NFL. They were plus 68 in the first quarter coming out of halftime.
That's really a combination of things, of not being ready to go to start the game and then obviously realizing the position you're in at halftime and having to come back.
Keaton Mitchell receives the kickoff, drops to a knee 5 yards deep in the end zone. Ravens will start at the 30 as we head downstairs. Check in once again with Ross Tucker.
More good news for the Steelers, fellas. Cam Hayward was checked for a head injury. He is back in the game, as is TJ Watt. They were working on Watt's left forearm and elbow. They are both back out there, and definitely a lot more pep in the step of the Steelers over here on their sideline.
All right, Ross, thanks very much for that. Well, huge to have those guys back, and the fact their defense just got to rest a little bit on that 98-yard drive. 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Jackson goes under center. Henry is the single back. Here's the snap. Lamar back on a play fake. Rolling left. Looks, pumps, hit, and sacked. Jackson goes down back around the 20. The Steelers finally get home, led by Alex Highsmith. He had some help as well as they collapse the pocket and get Jackson for a loss of 10.
Pittsburgh coming into the game with 40 sacks for the year. That's about midway, about tied for 16th mid in the league. But Highsmith missed 6 games this year. He and Herbig have missed a few games, boy, but when they're in there, they are effective.
Well, we talked about Lamar Jackson's struggles against Pittsburgh, 2-4 against them. In 4 of those 6 games, he's been sacked at least 4 times. First time they've got him tonight, 2nd down 20. Shotgun snap, Jackson rolling out to his right. Looking down the field, sidearms a throw. That's caught by Tylan Wallace across the 35, out to the 40-yard line. That's a first down. On 2nd and 20, Wallace picks up 21. Jackson just sidearms a fastball, and Tylan Wallace did the rest. And just like that, that sack is erased, and the Ravens have a 1st and 10.
What a great play design. You have Patrick Ricard lined up a little off to the right, and he takes an outside move, so T.J. Watt tries an inside move on him, and he just pinned him and gave Lamar the outside to just kind of wait for the throw.
Jackson under center on 1st and 10 from his own 41. Henry is the single back. 2 receivers right, 1 left. They're going to hand it off on a jet sweep to Sims, racing left along the numbers 50, and he's pulled down in Steeler territory around the 45-yard line by Joey Porter Jr. So they hand off to the speedster Sims. Rarely gets an offensive touch, but he takes this one for 14 yards.
What a great changeup. You either play smash mouth football with Derrick Henry, pull it from Derrick and have Lamar run to the outside, or just run the jet sweep.
Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson continues to be a wizard with his arm. He's 14 of 16 for 165 yards tonight. 7 different receivers involved in the passing game by Jackson. 1st and 10 from the Steeler 45. Lamar in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Here's the snap. Jackson will hand it off to Henry. Up the middle, big hole. 30, 25, down to the 20, 15, 10-5. Touchdown Ravens. Derrick Henry's 2nd touchdown run of the night. Bursting up the middle for 44. And the Ravens lead 27-7.
Absolutely just gassed them right up the middle. Lamar Jackson carried out a fake like he kept the ball and there were some eyes on him, but the middle was just open. Derrick Henry doesn't get touched until at least the 2nd level and then outruns the 3rd level. You had the linebacker following Lamar. Roberts following Lamar to the outside and just opened up the middle.
17 carries, 155 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Henry as Justin Tucker boots the extra point up and through. And with 5:49 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's the Ravens 28, the Steelers 7. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are.
Let's go! Throw what you got!
Lace up your cleats, smear on your eye black, step out on the field, and start having fun. This is flag football, and this game is our game.
Let's get
Visit NFL.com to find a league and get playing today.
1, 2, 3, let's play!
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let them help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with the Lowe's Red Vest Associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 59.
With the SiriusXM app, you can hear your hometown announcers all season long. Just search for your team on the SiriusXM app and tap the star to save it as your favorite.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. 5:49 to go in the third quarter. It's the Ravens 28, the Steelers 7. Derrick Henry with 155 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Now, the NFL separates regular season and postseason in terms of records. In the regular season, Henry has 12 career games with 150 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. It's tied for the second most all time. Only Jim Brown has more. As Jordan Stout hits a high end-over-end kickoff. This one is headed for the end zone. It'll land 5 yards deep, kick through the end zone, and the Steelers will start at the 30-yard line. The Ravens tonight already, we've got 5:49 to go in the third quarter, have run for 242 yards. These are college-like numbers the Ravens have put up on the ground.
Now, it's the leading rushing team in the league, so we maybe shouldn't be that surprised. And it's a shame the NFL doesn't count playoff game like college counts bowl games and count the stats.
Sure, Derrick Henry would take it. He's had a couple of big playoff games, including, we mentioned the last time he was in a playoff game on this field in a Titans uniform. He ran for $190. Wilson will line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, single man right, 28-7 Ravens. Najee Harris is the running back to Wilson's right. Here's the snap. Wilson back to pass. Pump fakes, looks, swings it out right side. Caught by Harris, runs along the sideline to the 35, and he's banged out of bounds by Malik Harrison. They're going to say that he stepped out at the 38, so it's a gain of 8, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 2.
Well, Baltimore will give Pittsburgh that all day. We saw Pittsburgh that last series go down the field with some throws, kind of reminiscent of weeks 1 through 10 when Baltimore was giving up big passing plays down the field.
2nd down and 2. Justin Fields in there now at quarterback. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Freiermuth goes in motion from right to left. Harris, the running back, to Fields' right side. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Ravens. At least I think they called a timeout. The linesman from that side came running in.
Not sure what the stoppage is for.
Yeah.
No trainers or anybody's running out in the field like it was a timeout, so I don't think it was a timeout.
I think they might have respotted the ball. They did. They actually moved the ball. So replay got involved. They moved the ball forward 1 yard. They had it at the 38. It's now at the 39. So it'll be 2nd and 1, and Russell Wilson comes back in. The NFL playoffs are here, and wildcard weekend continues tomorrow. A triple header starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss more action tomorrow and Monday for one epic weekend. Wildcard weekend powered by Verizon. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule, and of course you can hear every NFL postseason game right here on Westwood One. So a 2nd down and 1 as they respotted the football. Although now everybody's still just kind of milling around here.
Wandering around, wondering what's going on.
What is this, a college basketball game where we go to the monitor for 5 minutes?
How about it? For a yard.
Alex Kemp, the referee, is over here on the near sideline. And we're going to step aside for a break. 5:14 to go, third quarter. Ravens 28, Steelers 7. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you could get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without autopay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Looking to buy a home? Get expert advice on finding the right home, making an offer, and the latest market trends from realtors. Listen to Real Estate Today at podcast.realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
A reminder that for every field goal made tonight and throughout the postseason, Barbasol will make a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol.
So you know how I'm supposed to act like I know what's going on all the time? I have no idea what just happened. None. Zero.
So apparently they added some time on the clock. It's at 5:16 now. Second down and 1 Steelers at their own 39. Handoff Najee Harris. Harris running outside the right hash, tumbles his way across the 40 to the 42-yard line. A gain of 3, and that'll be a Steelers first down. Ben Skoranek with a nice block on the outside to free up Harris.
Getting a little pushing and shoving, but Russell Wilson went to the parties on Pittsburgh that were shoving and say, listen, we got some plays to make up here. Let's get back on the line of scrimmage.
No time to be messing around with that. Wilson goes under center. Receivers left and right, takes the snap, play action fake, swings it out right side, caught by Harris, cuts it up across the 45 to the 50, cuts left 45, breaks a tackle down to the Ravens 40, and finally knocked down around the 38-yard line by Marlon Humphrey. So Najee Harris, some nice running after the catch, all the way down to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 21, and the Steelers on the move again.
Center and right guard and right tackle, the 3-0 linemen were all out to the right, and every single one of them threw a key block.
First down and 10. Wilson under center. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Skoranek in motion from right to left. Here's the snap. Handoff. Harris running left. Bangs into his own man. Bounces off the pile. And then is stacked up and dropped. Nowhere to go that time for Harris. Lost the ball. He lost the ball. I think the Steelers may have been able to get back on top of it. Was that Calvin Anderson?
I think the side judge was saying he was down.
The field was forward. Progress was stopped. Second down.
So forward progress stopped before that ball came out. It was definitely out before he hit the grounds. And I think that Calvin Anderson got on top of it anyway. So second down and 9 after a gain of 1. From the Ravens 36, Wilson in the gun with Warren to his left. 2 receivers right, 2 tight ends left. Shotgun snap, Wilson back, looks right, throwing deep down the right side. That one is caught, spinning away from the tacklers is Pickens into the end zone for a touchdown. Russell Wilson, another beauty of a throw, and then George Pickens spinning away from 2 Ravens defenders into the end zone. A 36-yard touchdown, and with 3:24 to go in the third quarter, it's now the Ravens 28 and the Steelers 13.
Well, that was a cover 2, and Russell Wilson just found that hole over the cornerback in Nate Wiggins and outside of the safety. And then both missed tackles or ran right by the receiver. Wow.
Boswell on for the PAT. An end-over-end kick is up, and it is good. So the Steelers, their offense dormant in the first half, back-to-back touchdown drives in the third quarter. That one 5 plays, 70 yards, and with 3:24 to go in the third, it's the Ravens 24, the Steelers 14. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings plus special financing. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
I'll be honest,
I love clearance sales for the great prices, but what I really love is the thrill of the hunt. And right now at Kohl's Ultimate Clearance Event, there are so many hidden gems waiting to be discovered. I just went and saved 70% on cute dresses, cozy sweaters, pajamas for my whole family, and that was just the start. So if you also enjoy seeking out big savings, get to Kohl's, where the hunt is on. Select styles, offers end January 20th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Doug. Limu wanted me to tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. He says because we all like to save a buck. No, okay, he said with the extra cash you can lease a new truck. Wait, he said he went to middle school with geese and ducks? Actually, I think Limu just said squawk.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking to buy a home? Get expert advice on finding the right home, making an offer, and the latest market trends from realtors. Listen to Real Estate Today at podcast.realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Well, we are all heartbroken by the devastation from the raging wildfires across the greater Los Angeles region. Families affected by these fires urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross respond to and help people recover from these disasters. You can donate today to support relief efforts by going to redcross.org/NFL. Such a sad scene there in Southern California. We certainly thank all of those firefighters that have been out there bravely fighting those fires, doing everything they can to try to get those contained. And we are thinking about and praying for all those folks in Southern California.
Winds just aren't helping, hurting, obviously spreading the fire. It's just a horrible, horrible situation.
Chris Boswell with an end-over and kickoff toward the back line of the end zone. Keaton Mitchell will take a knee, and the Ravens will start at the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10. Well, meanwhile, the Pittsburgh offense, just completely dormant in the first half, has suddenly sprung back to life here, Mike. And Russell Wilson is 14-19, 207 yards and a couple of touchdowns, a passer rating of 144. He was 3 of 3 for 66 yards on that drive. We know Russ's best quality is the deep ball, and he's thrown a few of them here in the second half.
And he's putting them right on the money. Now they need the defense to get a stop.
Ravens 1st down and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Both Watt and Hayward on the field for the Pittsburgh D. Jackson will line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. Justice Hill motions out to the left, and flags fly at the snap. Movement again by the Ravens.
Before the snap, false start, offense number 70. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Roger Rosengarten, the rookie second-rounder out of Washington.
Some mistakes by Baltimore, but again, the defense for Pittsburgh has to step up in the 4-game losing streak. They're giving up over 20, just about 28 points a game, and that's where we are right now. But this has been a defense that's been much better earlier in the season.
3rd penalty against the Ravens, all of them false starts. 1st down and 15, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Derrick Henry back in the game now. Here's the snap to Jackson, back to throw, looking, pumps, throws down the middle of the field, incomplete. Trying to get it to Mark Andrews, and Deshaun Elliott, a one-time Raven with excellent coverage, helped knock that one away. It'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
Boy, that was great coverage. It's excellent coverage. Again, Lamar has time, just been sacked the one time, has time. And just excellent coverage as he's trying to go to his big tight end.
Well, I'm not sure you can time it up any better than Elliott did.
And usually he blocked it with his left hand. It's usually the offhand, the right hand in this case, that would get you in trouble for interference. But he didn't have it around Andrews' waist to divert him at all.
Just the 3rd incompletion of the night for Jackson. 2nd down, 15. Shotgun snap. Jackson fakes the handoff to Hill. Runs up the middle. Dives across the 30-yard line before DeMonte KZ can make the tackle. They'll mark him right at the 30, so it's a gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. With the clock moving, 3:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Ravens 28, Steelers 14.
So I know we have over a quarter to go. It's a 2-score game. This is a big play. If Pittsburgh can go 3 and out and get their offense, which has suddenly caught fire, the ball back, to turn this back into a close game.
Trips right, 2 receivers left, including Hill, who comes in motion into the backfield now. He stops off to the left of Jackson. Play clock down to 5. Lamar back in the shotgun, looks over the defense, takes the snap. He's back to pass. Jackson steps up, throws left side, incomplete. Down at the feet of Isaiah Likely. Fans want a flag. They're not going to get it. Patrick Queen was in coverage, and the Steelers get that stop. The Ravens will punt it away.
And that's the one to go after. Patrick Queen gave up the second most receiving receptions and yards for an off-ball linebacker, so that was a person to attack, but Queen had excellent coverage there.
First time tonight the Ravens have gone 3 and out. Jordan Stout will punt. Calvin Austin back inside the 25-yard line. Nick Moore with the snap. They're coming after him. Stout gets it away. It's a high spiraling punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 25, but Stout went down. There is a flag down. If this is roughing, it's going to be a first down. Stout is limping a little bit as he gets up.
Yeah, it's just running into the kicker. Again, normally for roughing the kicker, you have to hit the plant leg. And he was hit more in the shoulders, as our referee's microphone is not working.
I think they're waiting to hear what the Ravens want to do here. He made the motion to let John Harbaugh know that it was just a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, it looks like the Ravens are going to decline it.
Running into the kicker, defense number 23. Penalties declined. Be first down.
So KZ called for the penalty, a 45-yard punt. And the Steelers will start at their own 25 with 2:27 to go in the third quarter, trailing 28-14. You can stream the NFL playoffs on Westwood One for free, sponsored by Pfizer. Hey, football fans, ready for RSV season? Check eligibility and schedule an RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Well, you just said it a minute ago, Mike. I mean, the Steelers have some life, and with plenty of time left, down by just 2 touchdowns, they have time to come back in this game.
They do, and normally when you think of Pittsburgh, you don't think of a Pittsburgh team that can throw themselves back into the game, but they basically abandoned their running attack, which I understand, and they are throwing themselves back into this game.
Would you say their offense has been somewhat mercurial tonight?
I'm not even going to acknowledge that.
First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Ball is on the far side, right hash. Steelers moving right to left. Pittsburgh with 169 yards of offense in the third quarter after they were well under 100 in the first half. Wilson in the gun with Harris to his right. Van Jefferson in motion from right to left. Wilson waits and movement up front. That was Isaac Seumalo, the left guard, who came out of his stance.
Offense number 73, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So like the Ravens before them, the Steelers get a false start, and they'll back up to make it 1st and 15.
Wow, 4 flags got thrown. Every official wanted to get in on that one.
There've been a lot of penalties tonight. They're all trying to stay warm.
The smoke.
Those arms moving. Back it up to the 20-yard line. Wilson in the shotgun. Jefferson splits wide right. 2 receivers left. Austin inside of Pickens. Harris in the backfield to Wilson's left. Russell wants the shotgun snap. He's got it. Fakes the handoff to Harris. Back to throw. Looking. Dumps it short over the middle. Caught by Harris. Ducks his shoulder. Powers his way across the 25 over the 30. And Najee Harris is all the way out to the 31-yard line. Some tough running there by Najee Harris to pick up 11. And from 1st and 15, it's 2nd down and 4.
And they're on the move.
Wilson in the gun, 2 receivers left and right. Wilson now going to walk toward the line of scrimmage. Yells out to his left, yells out to his right. Drops back into the shotgun. Harris off to his right side. Plenty of time with the play clock. Here's the snap. Wilson back, looks left, pumps that side, rolling right, and has to throw it away, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Wanted to go to Pickens on the left. He wasn't open. And so Wilson unloads it to bring up 3rd down. Well, the Ravens have just 1 sack tonight, Mike.
Yeah.
You mentioned they were 2nd in the league this year in sacks. They were the only team in the NFL that had multiple sacks in all 17 regular season games.
Yeah, just 1 tonight, and they'll have an opportunity here.
Trips left, single man right. Freiermuth, the tight end, goes in motion from right to left. Wilson back in the shotgun. Play clock shows 7. Ravens moving around up front. Play clock down to 4. Wilson wants the snap. He's got it. Back to pass. Fires left side. Caught by Pickens on the slant. First down. Across the 40-yard line and out to the 42. Marlon Humphrey was in coverage. It's a gain of 12 on the toss to George Pickens.
That's a pro move by Russell Wilson. That's right where the blitz came. Pickens ran the route right where the blitz came, and Russ threw it right where the defender was rushing. and made an easy pitch and catch for a first down.
1:25 to go third quarter. Baltimore 28, Pittsburgh 14. 2 receivers right, 2 tight ends left. Wilson in the gun on 1st and 10 from his own 42. Right foot in front of left for Wilson. Gets the shotgun snap. He's back to pass. Throws left side pass. Batted incomplete. Knocked down right as Wilson went to get rid of it. It might have been Matabike who got a hand up there to swat it away. It was. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, again, there's really no threat of a run anymore, so they're in pass pro and not looking to pick up the first down here. Really on 2nd down here, just trying to get to a 3rd manageable, unless Russ is going to go with another on-target deep ball.
Matabike just walked Sayamalo back into Wilson's lap on that one. 2nd down 10, 2 receivers left and right. Here's the snap. Wilson back to pass. Slides his feet to his left. Now throws back to his right. Caught by Jalen Warren. He's wrapped up. Gets away from the first man, but then takes a shot in the back and goes down at about the 44-yard line. Gain of 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. And there is an injured defender. That's Marlon Humphrey for the Ravens. Boy, that's your all-pro cornerback who had a pick 6 when these two met just a couple of weeks ago. And Humphrey now gets up. And he is going to jog off toward the sideline, but you can tell he's a little worse for wear.
Yeah, he's a little shaken up. But say the way he ran off the field, he's pointing to his thumb as he ran off the field.
Oh, he's going to head to the bench. Tre'Davious White is going to replace Humphrey. Steelers now with a big 3rd down and 8. They've got the ball at their own 44, and you wonder now if Pittsburgh got to a 4th and short if they think about going for it.
Yeah.
Trips left, single man right, that's Pickens. He's matched up against Nate Wiggins. Wilson back in the shotgun. Walks toward the line of scrimmage again. Play clock down to 6. Wilson falls back into the gun. Play clock down to 2. Wilson wants the snap. He has it. Back to throw. Rush coming. Wilson bails to his left. Looking under pressure and sacked. Matabike got him. Back around the 35. 2nd sack of the night for the Ravens. And the Baltimore defense gets off the field. A loss of 8 on the sack by Nnamdi Matabike.
Well, I tell you what, these edge guys are fast, and then they'll rush from the interior as well in a nickel situation. But, man, they get outside fast and do not let Russ turn the corner at all. They just take away the angle.
That's the end of the third quarter in Baltimore with the score. The Ravens 28, the Steelers 14. You're listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in in-demand fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills and credentials you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus special financing. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
The rosters are in for the 2025 NFL Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon. You voted. Be there live to celebrate the NFL's biggest stars as they compete on February 2nd in skills competitions and an epic AFC versus NFC flag football finale at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Tickets on sale now at probowl.com/tickets. Nobody had more Pro Bowlers than the Ravens. 9 of them on their roster.
9 Pro Bowlers. Pittsburgh had 4. And both teams, neither team would love the players not want to go to the Pro Bowl. They'd rather be in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Ravens hoping to get there. They thought last year was their year. Got to the AFC Championship game, but lost to Kansas City. And when Lamar Jackson was asked about his playoff struggles this week, he admitted the one game he thinks about is that AFC Championship game last year.
Had Kansas City on the road, which is a rarity, and KC took care of business.
Corliss Waitman is on to punt. Steven Sims back to return. Sims will call for a fair catch. He makes it inside his own 20-yard line. A 46-yard punt, no return. And the Ravens take over to start the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead, up 28-14. Well, we mentioned Derrick Henry, 155 yards tonight. He's now tied Terrell Davis for the most playoff games ever with 150 or more rushing yards. He came in it tonight averaging just under 105 rushing yards per game in his playoff career.
Putting that stigma of a 30-year-old running back to bed, huh?
Think that was a good signing in the offseason, bringing him in?
The signings of changing teams of Hayes, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, all players that switch teams that are doing incredibly well.
Henry is the pistol back here on 1st and 10. Ravens from their own 17 with 2 receivers to the left. Sims sprints in motion to the right. Here's the snap. Handoff. Henry cuts it back up the middle across the 25. And Derrick Henry is out to the 26-yard line. That's 9 more for Henry on first down. Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts combine on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Again, the interior of that Baltimore line just doing an absolutely great job. And again, credit to the third tight end, Charlie Kohler, just blocking his butt off. I covered him when I was calling college games when he was at Iowa State, and got himself a nice career here in Baltimore.
2 receivers to the left on 2nd down and 1. I formation behind Jackson, who takes the snap. He'll hand it off. Henry off the left side, runs into the line of scrimmage, trying to drive those legs forward, but can't do it. Cameron Hayward wrapped him up, brings him down for a loss on the play, back at the 24, loss at 2, and now from 2nd down and 1, it goes to 3rd down and 3 for Baltimore.
Again, a big defensive play here for Pittsburgh. Can they give the offense another possession, another opportunity?
Boy, and Steelers fans, Steelers coaches have to be thinking, where was this in the first 30 minutes? Exactly,
yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we gave you the stats of how bad they've been, especially in the first quarter.
3rd down and 3. Receivers left and right, 2 tight ends in the game. Jackson lines up in the shotgun. Justice Hill, the running back, to his left. Here's the snap. Jackson back, looking to his left, bouncing in the pocket, throws left side, caught by Justice Hill, turns back in across the 30. He's got a first down as he steps out of bounds at the 31. So Jackson looked down the field, nothing there, took the check down, gain of 7. Joey Porter with the stop.
And again, you can only ask the back 7 to cover so much, Ryan. I mean, Lamar had so much time in the pocket that eventually, if you're in zone, you drift back a little bit, it opens up a shorter pass. Very, very difficult to stay in coverage.
Clock moving, 13:05 to go in the game. 1st and 10 Ravens at their own 31. Trips right, single man left. Jackson in the shotgun with Henry to his right. Here's the snap. Give it to Henry. Running left, outside the hash marks, runs into the pile, lowers his shoulder, drives his way forward to the 33. Isaiah Loudermilk with the tackle. It's a gain of 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Henry now with 164 yards rushing in the game.
You don't have the outside of the edge guys at T.J. Watts crashing down anymore. They're just letting the regular D line handle the running play, not crashing down, because we have not seen Lamar pull the ball and run it lately.
2nd down and 8. Jackson under center. Henry is the single back. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Sims in motion. Here's the snap. Handoff. Henry running left, cuts back right across the 35-yard line, leaning forward with that big body out to the 37. That'll be 4 more for Derrick Henry, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 as we tick down inside 12 minutes to go in the game. Larry Ogunjobi with the tackle.
This again is Derrick Henry time of the game, just playing smash mouth football, trying to wear out the defense. We saw that Pittsburgh defense in the first half, hands on hips, getting worn out. They're certainly playing with a little more vim and vigor this half, but still the pounding of Derrick Henry, who does his best running in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Henry will come out here on 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 37-yard line. Jackson in the shotgun. Justice Hill to his right. Trips right, single man left is Mark Andrews. Jackson gets the snap. He's back to pass. He looks. He sidearms the throw right side. Caught by Miller right at the sticks. He's wrapped up around the neck and thrown down. Let's see where they're going to spot him. Joey Porter made the tackle. Anthony Miller with his third catch of the game. He needed to get to the 40-yard line. They've got him just short.
He's just short. That was a great tackle. 0 yards after the catch. Pittsburgh blitzed, so they were in man coverage. Excellent defensive play.
The Ravens are going to at least line up to go for this. They're bringing Henry back in the game. Patrick Ricard is coming in as well. Ravens are going to rush to the line. The Steelers are trying to change personnel. Here's the snap, driving straight ahead. First down, Baltimore. Well, the Ravens got out of the huddle quickly, and Mark Andrews again got up there to take the snap. The second time we've seen him line up at quarterback and run the sneak.
So the problem there for Pittsburgh is they tried to substitute. Baltimore didn't substitute, so they didn't have to wait. The play could go, and Pittsburgh got caught running players on the field and really weren't lined up well.
You know, though, Mike, the Ravens did substitute because Derrick Henry came back in the game from the sideline. And the officials now are all huddled around the football.
They are. You're absolutely right.
Now, I think Mike Tomlin is talking to one of the officials on the sideline, and I think that's why he's asking, why were we not given time to substitute?
That's right. Derek did come back in the game, so Pittsburgh absolutely.
There's also a flag down. I don't know if that came in after the play. Alex Kemp will clue us in.
Too many men on the field. Defense, the 12th player never got off. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Now, the only thing I'll say, Mike, the officials have to give the defense time to match up. It's possible the officials deemed they gave them
enough time,
and then the Steelers tried to switch again.
Because Pittsburgh was running players on late. They were.
So the Ravens got the first down. They're going to get an extra 5 yards from the penalty. That'll take the ball out to the 45. It's actually, let me take that back. They're taking the penalty rather than the play. So it's a 5-yard penalty to the 45-yard line, making it 1st and 10 from there. So wipe out the Andrews rush. And the 5-yard penalty gives the Ravens a first down. Extra offensive lineman Josh Jones in the game. I formation behind Jackson. Henry is the tailback. Ricard is the fullback. 14 on the play clock as the Ravens get lined up. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Here's the snap. Handoff Henry. Jump cut to his right. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. And then is ridden down from behind after a short gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down and long. Roberts with the tackle. Downstairs to Ross Tucker on the sideline.
Just something to keep an eye on for the rest of this drive. You just said it, Ryan. You know, they snapped the ball there with 12 seconds left on the play clock. And I know there's still 10 minutes left in this game, but they're up by 2 touchdowns. I don't really see any reason to snap it before 5 seconds or less. When you have a 2-score lead, why not start to shorten the game when you control it?
Really good point, Ross. 2nd down and 9. Ravens at their own 46. Offset eye behind Jackson, who takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Justice Hill. Jump cut to his left. Nothing there for Hill, who was stacked up and dropped. Back at the 44-yard line. That's going to be a loss of a couple on the play. Cam Hayward made the tackle. And now it's 3rd and long. And Mike, to the point Ross brought up, we saw the Ravens basically start the 3rd quarter doing that, letting the clock run down between every play.
Yeah, and then to not do it there, to snap it at 12. You're right. I mean, every second could become important. There's plenty of time left in this game.
3rd down and 11 now for the Ravens, who are 8 of 12 on 3rd down in the game. Jackson will line up in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers left. Isaiah Likely is the single man to the right. Justice Hill, the running back. Here's the snap. Jackson back, looking to his left, throws off his back foot across the middle. It is incomplete. Tylan Wallace had it and then got separated from the football up near midfield. He would have been well short of the first down anyway. Joey Porter Jr. was in coverage. And on 4th down with 8:50 to go in the game, Jordan Stout and the punt team coming out for Baltimore.
Pittsburgh, it cost him a couple of minutes with the first down that they gave Baltimore with the penalty. But still, we mentioned just about 9 minutes to go, 2 scores down.
So Stout will punt. Austin is back deep to return. He had a 73-yard punt return touchdown earlier this year against the Giants. Stout hits an end-over-end punt. Austin moving to his left on the run, has it back around the 10-yard line, breaks a tackle from Devontae Walker, now cuts it back to his right, across the 15, finds a seam to the 20, up to the 25, and an ankle tackle brings him down. That was a heck of a return by Calvin Austin. T.J. Tampa made the tackle. A 46-yard punt, a 15-yard return, and we will step aside with 8:36 remaining in the wild card game in Baltimore. It's the Ravens 28, the Steelers 14. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
Experience one of the Premier League's top rivalries on SiriusXM FC.
Gabriel Jesus with a chance and another goal!
North London bragging rights are up for grabs at the Emirates as the Gunners clash with Spurs.
Done with a shot into the corner and Tottenham lead.
Arsenal versus Tottenham in the North London derby. Coverage kicks off Wednesday afternoon at 3 Eastern on SiriusXM FC channel 157 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
The NFL playoffs on SiriusXM continue with a wild card weekend triple header tomorrow on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88. First at 1 Eastern, it's a showdown between the Broncos and Bills.
Touchdown, Josh Allen!
Then at 4:30 Eastern, the Eagles host the Packers.
He's going to run, he's going to score! Jalen Hurts!
Finally at 8, it's the Commanders and Bucks. Find your hometown announcers at SiriusXM.com/NFL schedule or search for your team on the SiriusXM app.
A new era of the college football playoff is here, and you can hear every play, every touchdown, and every unbelievable moment on SiriusXM College Sports Radio.
Caught on a spinning move in the end zone.
With exclusive pregame analysis and in-depth postgame breakdowns, we're your ultimate destination for playoff action all month long.
At the 10, at the 5, into the end zone!
Don't miss a second of the college football playoff right here on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, channel 84 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Why we're more than a month, more than mustaches. All year round, we're doing more. We're delivering more research, more treatments, doing more to help men live happier, healthier, longer lives. But we need your support, because the more we can do, the more fathers, brothers, partners, sons we can protect. Movember, more than a month. Learn more at Movember.com.
Furnished by Movember.
Ryan Radke, Mike Golick here in the Grainger broadcast booth in Baltimore. Ross Tucker with us down on the sidelines. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers professional-grade supplies and solutions made for every industry and backed by product experts. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 8:36 to go. Ravens lead the Steelers 28-14. Pittsburgh first and 10 at its own 25. Russell Wilson will line up in the shotgun. He's got two receivers right, two to the left, back to pass, looks right, pulls it down, running to the right side, being chased by Owe. And Wilson steps out of bounds up at the 30-yard line. 5-yard gain for Russell Wilson. And that'll bring up second down and 5. Odafe Owe had 2.5 sacks against the Steelers this year. Couldn't run down Wilson that time, though.
Yeah, that time Wilson got the corner and was able to gain something positive.
Shotgun snap, Wilson back, throws left, caught on the sideline by George Pickens, steps back inside, tries to spin out of a tackle and can't do it. He's wrapped up and driven backwards, lost the football. But I think they're going to say that he was down. It's going to be a first down. They gave him progress across the 35. Marlon Humphrey is back in the game.
On the field, it's a first down.
Yeah.
Combined with Brandon Stevens for the stop, and the ruling is forward progress had been stopped.
Yeah, well, you could hear the whistle up here before the ball came out.
Wilson lines up in the shotgun, trips right, single man left. Wilson gets the snap. He's back to throw, pumps left. Now hit as he throws, deep down the left sideline, jump ball, caught by Pickens. Coming back to the football, made the leaping catch. Stevens was in coverage. Pickens shed him, came back to the ball, made the catch, and comes down inbounds at the Ravens 38. It's a gain of 25.
Yeah, it's a classic underthrow. Stevens had coverage, but the ball underthrown.
Shotgun snap, Wilson back to throw again. Rush coming, heaves one deep left side out of bounds, and that'll bring up second down and 10. Boy, George Pickens, after being incredibly quiet in the first half, 5 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown in the game.
And I don't know if Russ wanted to throw it that much underthrown. But Stevens, again, had really good coverage. You do see an underthrown ball. That is part of the strategy. But, boy, that was underthrown, and Pickens really high-pointed it.
Pickens out of the game now on second down and 10. Trips right, single man left. Wilson in the shotgun. Harris, the running back, to his right. Wilson lifts that right leg, takes the snap, blitz coming, and flags fly. They're going to blow it dead, a false start.
False start. Offense number 22, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, Mike, I wonder if Najee Harris was trying to get over there to block Roquan Smith, who was coming on the blitz.
Yeah, they were lining it up for the blitz that time, and that's exactly right. Trying to get a little ahead of it to get to the block, and just went a little too soon.
So move it back to the 43, second down and 15. Clock stop with 7:19 to go. Twin receivers left and right. Wilson in the gun with Harris to his left. Play clock at 15. Wilson gets the snap, back to pass. Wilson under pressure, steps up in the pocket, and sacked. Back around the 50-yard line. The Ravens have their third sack of the night. Nowhere to go that time for Wilson. Owe gets the sack for a loss of 7. It'll be third down and long.
Yeah, Owe was there. Matabike had a great edge rush as well. That was the old meeting at the quarterback.
Third down, 22. Steelers getting lined up as time gets short. 6:49, 6:48 to go. Wilson in the gun, takes the snap, back to pass, fires right side, caught by Jefferson on the slant, wrapped up immediately and thrown down to the ground by Nate Wiggins. They'll mark him down at the 43. It's a gain of 7. It'll bring up fourth down and 15. And the Steelers' offense is staying out there.
Yeah, it's about that time. I think they would have liked to pick up a little more there with yards after the catch to make this a little more palatable than the 4th and 15.
They need the 28 for a first down. Wilson in the gun, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Wilson wants the snap. He's got it. Back to pass against the 4-man rush. Slides left, looks, heaves one deep down the field into double coverage. That one is dropped in the end zone, incomplete. Darius Washington had a chance to pick it off and dropped it, but that's even better for the Ravens. Instead of Washington intercepting it in the end zone, Baltimore will now have it at their own 43 with 6:06 to go and leading 28-14. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Mornings can all start to feel the same. It's wake up, brush your teeth, go to work. Wake up, brush your teeth, go to work every day. So if you're looking for a fresh wake-up call, look no further than Wendy's Breakfast. Try a breakfast Baconator with fresh cracked eggs, or a grilled sausage breakfast burrito, or maybe even a Honey Buddy. Doesn't matter what you go for, it's going to change your life. Okay, well, it'll at least freshen up your morning. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
And Doug.
Limu wanted me to tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. He says because we all like to save a buck. No, okay, he said with the extra cash, you can lease a new truck. Wait, he said he went to middle school with geese and ducks? Actually, I think Limu just said squawk.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Finding quality candidates for your small business is no little league game, but Indeed can help you cover all your hiring bases. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
The copyright of tonight's broadcast on Westwood One is owned by the NFL on behalf of its member clubs. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the National Football League is strictly prohibited.
6:06 remaining in Baltimore. Ravens lead the Steelers 28-14. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on Fox tomorrow when the Green Bay Packers meet the Philadelphia Eagles in the wildcard playoffs. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 59 on Fox. You can also hear tomorrow's game on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwoodonesports.com. So the Ravens now will start at their own 43, 1st and 10. The Steelers have all 3 of their timeouts. This is where the Ravens excel, Mike, with that running game, trying to just melt time off the clock.
I was trying to give Darius Washington credit for dropping that ball on purpose to have so that it wouldn't be back by the end zone, but he did. He just dropped it.
Pistol formation. Henry is the back. Sims in motion from left to right. Here's the snap. Jackson, a handoff to Henry. Starts to his left, avoids one tackle, turns his back, and moves his way forward for about 2 to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Clock moving, 5:53 to go. Again, the Steelers have all 3 of their timeouts. When do you start calling timeouts if you're Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, probably pretty soon. I would say under 5 minutes into the 4-minute area. And you keep saying Derrick Henry and missed tackle. Derrick Henry has forced the most missed tackles coming in tonight, 100 missed tackles. Of his 1,921 yards, 1,361 have come after contact.
Well, it's just amazing, Mike. He can run through you, but he's also shifty enough to make you miss. Jackson in the shotgun takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Henry. Lamar running left, outside the numbers, across the 50, and he's into Steeler territory. He's down to the 48-yard line. That's going to be just shy of the first down. Minkah Fitzpatrick made the tackle. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
We hadn't seen that play. We saw that plenty in the first half when basically Lamar was just given the corner. We haven't seen that a lot in the second half.
Patrick Ricard is going to come back in the game. MVP chants continue from the fans in Baltimore. Extra offensive lineman Ben Cleveland is in the game now. The Ravens have run for 270 yards in the game. Looking for a yard here as Jackson lines up in the shotgun, takes the snap. Lamar running off the right side. He's got the first down as he dives inside the 45, down to the 43. Well, how about that formation? Jackson was basically by himself in the backfield. Derrick Henry was lined up on the left end of the line. And boy, Jackson just found a gaping hole to pick up 5, although he is limping as he gets up.
Yep, he is limping. I would imagine that would be Lamar's last carry for the night. Do not want to take any chances with that, but he definitely was limping a little bit.
Clock continues to roll down to 4:10 to go in the game. Now, as Ross suggested earlier, the Ravens are really milking the clock. Just now getting to the line of scrimmage with 6 on the play clock. Pistol formation. Henry behind Jackson. Sims in motion from the left. Here's the snap. Handoff. Henry runs left along the hash marks. Covers up the football. And just plows his way forward down to the 40-yard line. So that's 3 more for Derrick Henry. And the clock down to 3:48, 3:47 and running here.
Yeah, Mike's not using his timeouts. Just said I thought he would use it at about the 4-minute or less mark.
2nd down and 7 coming up. Now, Derrick Henry's playoff high for rushing yards is 195. It was in this stadium for the Titans. He is at 174 in the game tonight on 24 carries. From the Pittsburgh 40, it's 2nd down and 7. Jackson under center with an I formation behind him. 2 tight ends left. Here's the snap. Jackson back on a play fake. Looking left, looking right, flips it right side. Andrews makes a sliding catch. Gets up. He was not touched. He gets inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 6. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. There is a penalty flag on the field, and I think it's against Pittsburgh. And that is a killer.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 24. The 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Well, that's against Joey Porter Jr. It gives the Ravens a first down with 3:03 to go.
Wow, they had him do a 3rd and 1, and now they have a first down to keep bleeding the clock again until Mike Tomlin decides to use some timeouts.
Josh Jones back in there as an extra offensive lineman for the Ravens. 1st down and 10. Ball is at the Steelers' 35-yard line. Officials holding up play here for a moment as the Ravens get to the line of scrimmage. Clock shows 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Offset eye behind Jackson. Toss it to Henry. Running right. Cuts it up inside the numbers. Finds a lane inside the 30. And Derrick Henry is close to a first down. They're going to mark him down at the 26-yard line. Gain of 9 for Henry. Patrick Ricard paved the way. It'll be 2nd down and 1, and that clock continues to melt away.
Patrick Ricard drove Deshaun Elliott to the sidelines and into the sidelines.
It's like Michael Orr, the Blindside
exactly.
movie. Remember that scene?
He literally drove him 20 yards away from the play.
Justice Hill in at running back now on 2nd and 1. I formation behind Jackson. Here's the snap. Handoff. Hill running left along the hash marks. Covers up the football and picks up the first down as he surges down to about the 23-yard line. And if Mike Tomlin does not take a timeout, this will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Hayward and Queen combine on the stop, but a new set of downs for the Ravens. 1st down and 10 at the Pittsburgh 23-yard line. And Lamar Jackson still limping a little bit. Will head over to the sideline as we have reached the 2-minute warning here in Baltimore. With the score, the Ravens 28, the Steelers 14. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood 1.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you can get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on creditworthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATM.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
It's playoff time. It is now or never. Do not miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is so simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now accepts major credit cards for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That is code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks. To get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5, you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
What's better than 1 win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get 1 line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
2 minutes to go in Baltimore. Ravens 28, Steelers 14. Ravens have the ball at the Pittsburgh 23, 1st and 10. Steelers still have all 3 of their timeouts. Derrick Henry, 25 carries, 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson has 14 carries for 82 yards. He's also 16 of 21 for 175 through the air with 2 TDs.
And for his first start against Pittsburgh, he is not going to throw an interception. He has at least 1 interception in every game started against Pittsburgh, but he does not have one tonight, and I guarantee you he ain't throwing a pass anymore.
Ravens as a team have run for 289 yards tonight.
That is college-like.
Justice Hill, the running back, an offset eye on 1st and 10. Jackson takes the handoff. Hill running to his right, spins back to his left, and he's inside the 20. He's down to about the 18. Steelers will take their first time out with 1:54 to go. But Justice Hill with a 5-yard run on 1st down. Miles Killebrew made the tackle. 2 more timeouts for the Steelers, and we will take a break. 1:54 to go, 28-14 Ravens. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Save on your New Year's car care resolutions with antifreeze, wiper blades, brakes, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
1:54 to go in Baltimore. Ravens lead the Steelers 28-14. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 59.
Interact with our stable of former players, coaches, and executives all day long on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Along with Ross Tucker and Mike Golick, the rest of our great Westwood One crew, Ryan Radke with you in Baltimore, reminding you that for every field goal made throughout the remainder of the postseason, Barbasol will make a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol.
Bummer, no field goals tonight.
No field goals needed tonight. 4 touchdowns for the Ravens, 2 for the Steelers, and the Ravens trying to run out the clock. They got the ball back with 6:06 to go. They've got it with 1:54 left. Steelers still have 2 more timeouts. But if ever there was a team built for the quote-unquote 4-minute offense, right, Mike, this is it, right?
Oh, without question. This team and the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's why they're 1-2 in rushing in the league.
Henry is back in the game. Offset eye behind Jackson. Here's the snap. Handoff Henry along the left hash. And Derrick Henry is inside the 15-yard line. Down to about the 14, just shy of the first down. Henry is rapidly approaching 190 yards in the game. Pittsburgh spends its second timeout with 1:45 to go.
Well, now Pittsburgh calling timeouts is giving Derrick Henry every opportunity to break his career rushing total.
He's at 186 right now. We're getting his playoff career high is 195. The Ravens as a team are now at 298. It's the 8th most rushing yards by a team in playoff history.
Sure, this isn't the Army offense?
I mean, it's what it feels like at times.
Army averaged 314 yards a game.
And the scary thing is, unlike those offenses, then you go to throw it, you got Lamar Jackson, who had the 4th highest passer rating in the history of the NFL this year, the best touchdown to interception ratio. 48 running plays in this game, 21 passes. The Ravens run to the line of scrimmage again. And the snap, the sneak, it's a first down. Mark Andrews does it again. And that will put it in the books for Baltimore. Andrews runs up under center, takes the snap, drives ahead, and with 90 seconds to go, the Ravens can run out the clock.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin not even calling the last timeout, and absolutely no need to. Some pushing and shoving going on, the frustration that the Steelers tomorrow will be and that's what it is. I remember going to the playoffs, you have the aspirations of going far in the playoffs, and the losing team, you go from thinking you're going to move on in the playoffs to tomorrow packing up your lockers.
Well, and this is going to be a 5th consecutive loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A team that, with 4 games to go in the regular season, they were in first place. They were in control of the division and suddenly hit the skids. Baltimore got hot. The Ravens are about to advance, and the Steelers are about to be the team that goes home. Ravens now can just drop to a knee. The clock is running. It's inside 40 seconds now. Jackson takes the snap. MVP chants ringing out here in Baltimore. Jackson still has not taken the snap. I thought he was going to get it, and now he finally does. He drops down to a knee, and the ball game is over. The 2 teams will meet and shake hands. The Ravens hold the ball for the final 6 minutes and 6 seconds of the game. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 28-14, and the Baltimore Ravens advance to the divisional round of the AFC playoffs.
The Steelers flashed for a couple of drives, but for the most part, Baltimore controlled the game, controlled the clock, controlled the plays, controlled the ground game, and just physically beat up Pittsburgh.
A 5th straight loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers to end this season. A 6th consecutive playoff loss for Pittsburgh. This proud Steeler franchise has not won a playoff game since 2016. And they were physically dominated tonight by Baltimore as the Ravens win it 28-14. The Ravens even their all-time home playoff record to 5-5. They go to 2-3 all-time against the Steelers in the playoffs. And most importantly, the Ravens' journey continues. They will be in the divisional round next week. Opponent to be determined, 28-14. Baltimore with the win. On night, the Ravens leaned on their outstanding ground game. Baltimore finishes with 464 yards of offense, 299 on the ground.
Ran 27 more plays than the Steelers, almost doubled the Steelers in time of possession. just wore out that Pittsburgh defense, leaned on that Pittsburgh defense. Again, you couldn't draw it up any better for the way Baltimore won this game by running the ball, that O-line and tight ends and fullbacks just leaning on the defense. It's a way they would like to win every game. And then you mentioned, if you have to throw, you have Lamar Jackson throwing the ball. I mean, it's almost unfair, yet this is a team that when they hit a certain point of the playoffs, they lose. And that's what's mentally, well, obviously physically getting beat on the field, but mentally, what a hurdle they have to get over there.
Most rushing yards the Steelers have ever given up in a playoff game. Jackson through the air finishes 16-21, 175 yards and a couple of touchdowns. When Lamar was asked about his playoff struggles, he said, I think I've just been a little too antsy. I need to calm down, let the game come to me. It seemed like he did that tonight, Mike, and it was interesting. The Steelers made the decision. You pointed it out earlier. Ross talked about it. Crashing that end down hard. It gave Lamar a chance to run. You wonder if maybe that helped him settle into the game.
Yeah, and also you can relax a little bit knowing you have Derrick Henry behind you. I mean, again, I know they were the top rushing team last year, but it just feels different. Did it with two backs last year, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. This year it's just Derrick Henry. Falls, 70-some yards short of 2,000 yards. What a compliment he is to Lamar Jackson.
Henry finishes tonight, 26 carries, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's a new playoff record for rushing yards by a Baltimore Raven. Derrick Henry continues to be sensational. The Ravens' defense was really good, especially in that first half. The Steelers, meanwhile, are going to be left wondering what happened down the stretch of the season. What happened in the first half tonight? They were kind of a no-show. Second half, they were much better, but too little too late.
And again, it wasn't just a one-time thing. It was a pattern. In the 4-game losing streak, they were outscored 40-3 in the first quarter. Outscored a shutout again tonight in the first quarter. So it had been a pattern. And for Baltimore, listen, they're going to have to clean up some things. They gave up some long passes again today.
Let's go downstairs. Ross Tucker is standing by with one of the stars of the game, Derrick Henry, the Ravens running back. He was terrific tonight, Ross.
He was fantastic. Derrick, it's been a couple years since you got back into a playoff game. How fun was it to be back here in a big playoff game again?
Yeah, definitely fun, excited. It's nothing like playoff atmosphere. So happy, that we were able to come out with a win. Great team win. Played great on all 3 phases. And, watch the film and get ready for the next one.
300 yards rushing as a team. What can you tell me about the big guys and the job they did tonight?
They've been doing it all year, man. Give the credit to them. Don't give the credit to me. The O-line, tight ends, fullbacks, receivers, the selfishness and them blocking for me to have success and L to have success. They deserve all the credit.
You ready to carry the load again next week in Buffalo if that's what it takes?
Whatever it takes, man. We got to do whatever it takes to get where we want to go.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, back up to you guys.
Ross, thanks very much. Outstanding job by you down on the sidelines tonight. Derrick Henry now has 3 of the top 20 rushing performances all time in playoff history. Sensational tonight. He leads the Baltimore Ravens to a 28-14 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. When we return, Scott Graham rejoins us from our Progressive Insurance Studios with the postgame report. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. Get a quote today at Progressive.com. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Right now, during Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
It's playoff time. It is now or never. Do not miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is so simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to $1 1,000 times your money. PrizePicks now accepts major credit cards for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 plus states, including California and Texas. Download the PrizePicks app today and use the code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That is code PRIMETIME on PrizePicks. To get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5, you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Scott Graham from our Westwood One studios following wildcard playoff football in Baltimore between the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Third meeting between the two teams this year, and Baltimore was coming off a 34-17 win in Week 16 over the Steelers. These teams traditionally playing very tight one-score games. How would it go this time? Well, Pittsburgh coming in with that 4-game losing streak, Baltimore with the 4-game win streak, and for the Ravens coming into this game, they had the offense firing on all cylinders. On their first drive of the game, they took the ball over at the 5-yard line. It took them 13 plays and a little bit more than 7 minutes to get it downfield. The drive almost entirely orchestrated by Lamar Jackson with his arm and with his legs. It was his arm that capped it off. Jackson lines up in the gun. Justice Hill flexed off to his left. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Andrews on the right end of the line. Jackson takes the snap. He's back to pass. Plants his feet. Plenty of time to survey the field. Fires for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Ravens! Rashad Bateman running the back line of the end zone, and Jackson put it right on his numbers. A 15-yard touchdown pass, and the Ravens strike first with 4:45 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Baltimore. A fantastic, dominant, and statement drive to begin the ball game for Baltimore. It was clear where they were headed tonight. Now, they punted the second time they got the football, but the third time they got the ball, they took over at their own 15-yard line. This is early in the second quarter now, still leading by a 7-0 score. And we got to see one of the great rarities that you will ever see. On one play in this drive, Lamar Jackson went back to throw and had to scramble and got 20 yards. That was one of 13 plays in the drive. All of them runs. The drive took almost 8 full minutes, but it also found pay dirt. From the Pittsburgh 8-yard line now, 1st and 10. Henry is at 84 yards rushing in this first half. Offset eye, Jackson under center. Here's the snap, turn, handoff, Henry along the left hash, inside the 5, breaking tackles to the end zone. Touchdown Ravens. Derrick Henry with a bruising 8-yard touchdown run, and the Ravens have taken a 13-0 lead with 4:09 to go in the second quarter. That is the kind of drive that shows dominance, and it also just bleeds an opposing defense. 13 runs and a nearly 8-minute drive, a 14-0 lead for the Ravens, who are giving the Steelers absolutely nothing in terms of the offense. But Baltimore wasn't done for the half. They got it back with just under 2 minutes to go at their own 10-yard line. As if the 85-yard drive wasn't enough, this one was 90 yards, and in the closing seconds before halftime, they built the lead from there. Bateman in motion from the left, shotgun snap, Lamar back to pass, looking, pumps, moving left, moving right, backpedaling out of the 20, steps up, throws short, cut by Justice Hill, racing into the end zone, touchdown Ravens! Lamar Jackson backpedaling, whirling away from pressure, stepping up and finding Hill in the right flat, wide open, into the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown, and the Ravens lead 20-0. Said it at halftime, as close to a perfect half of football as you can possibly play. Baltimore with a 21-0 lead at the break, and for all intents and purposes, it looked like this game might be over, but the Steelers did show signs of life. They stopped the Ravens on their first drive of the second half, but then a punt landed them at their own 2-yard line. And that is when Russell Wilson began to make throws. His first came as he spun away from pressure in the end zone. He ultimately ended up making 3 huge throws on the drive, and the last one got his team back into the ballgame. Van Jefferson catching a 30-yard touchdown pass at the end of a 9-play, 98-yard drive. The extra point from Boswell was good. It was a 21-7 ballgame. Any momentum, though, that the Steelers had at that point was erased in just 4 plays after Baltimore got it back and King Henry went to work. 1st and 10 from the Steeler 45. Lamar in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Here's the snap. Jackson will hand it off to Henry. Up the middle, big hole. 30-25. Down to the 20. 15. 10-5. Touchdown Ravens. Derrick Henry's second touchdown run of the night. Bursting up the middle for 44. And the Ravens lead 27-7.
That is our highlight of the game, sponsored by Wrangler. It's Wrangler season out there. Open roads, endless horizons. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles made for your next adventure. Wrangler for the ride of life. Tell you what, Derrick Henry had a lot of Wrangler highlights of this game, but that one was the one that more than likely put it away. Again, the Steelers continued to show signs of life, and Russell Wilson late in the third made sure that we knew that Pittsburgh wasn't going away.
From the Ravens 36, Wilson in the gun with Warren to his left, two receivers right, two tight ends left, shotgun snap, Wilson back, looks right, throwing deep down the right side. That one is caught, spinning away from the tacklers is Pickens, into the end zone for a touchdown. Russell Wilson, another beauty of a throw, and then George Pickens spinning away from two Ravens defenders into the end zone. A 36-yard touchdown, and with 3:24 to go in the third quarter, it's now the Ravens 28 and the Steelers 13.
Tremendous throw and a tremendous play by George Pickens, who saw the safety coming, kind of stopped, and as Ryan said, spun. Two defenders more or less crashed together on the sidelines, and Pickens glided in with the extra point back to a 14-point game, and still with 18 minutes of football left to play. But Baltimore's defense stood tall through the remainder of the ball game. They did a great job of grinding it out on the ground, 299 yards rushing, and when the defense had to step up late, they did.
They need the 28 for a first down. Wilson in the gun, three receivers left, two to the right. Wilson wants the snap. He's got it. Back to pass against the four-man rush. Slides left, looks, heaves one deep down the field into double coverage. That one is dropped in the end zone, incomplete. Darius Washington had a chance to pick it off and dropped it, but that's even better for the Ravens. Instead of Washington intercepting it in the end zone, Baltimore will now have it at their own 43 with 6:06 to go and leading 28-14.
And basically ran out the remainder of the ball game by grinding it out. Derrick Henry, 186 yards, averaging over 7 yards per carry. Lamar Jackson, 81 yards. He averaged better than 5 yards per carry. The Ravens get the win, 28-14, as they advance. And next week, they may be going to Buffalo, or they may have the Houston Texans coming to Baltimore. We'll find out tomorrow after the result of the Denver-Buffalo game. 28-14, the final score. When we come back, we'll get back to the field for a final recap. This is Westwood One's coverage of the NFL playoffs.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals, because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
James Brown and Bill Cowher welcoming you back to Dennis Melvin's house. It's time for the Midnight Snack Run.
This is one tricky obstacle course. Sticking to healthy habits in this kitchen is going to take focus and determination, but it can be done, JB.
He's already entered the snack part of the course, and he's eyeballing a jar of chocolate candy.
That is tempting right off the start.
Uh-oh, he's reaching, Bill, but he pushes it away.
Great stiff arm.
He's approaching a plate of delicious-looking iced cookies.
Oh, Dennis, you only want one of those?
He blows right by him for the apple.
Oh, the fridge. It's make or break time, JB.
He stares down some rich-looking treats. Uh-oh, looks like he's headed for the soda. Wait, he jukes left, grabs the water bottle, and shuts the door with his elbow in record time.
Unbelievable move. I gotta see that again.
And he's out. He even turned off the light.
That's the way you execute a midnight snack run.
Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Furnished by Stand Up to Cancer.
Welcome back to the post-game show here on Westwood One, following Baltimore's 28-14 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens, generally regarded as the team that might be playing the best football coming into the playoffs, and it certainly showed tonight for the Steelers. Another disappointing end early in the playoffs. For more on tonight's game, let's go back out to M&T Bank Stadium. The guys who called the action, Ryan Ratke and Mike Golick. Guys?
Yeah, Scott, that's a great point. We started the broadcast tonight talking about, did it matter the way the regular season ended? Some people look and say, well, the Ravens were hot, Steelers weren't, so the Ravens have a big edge. Other people say, throw it out, brand new season when the postseason begins. This game played out exactly like the regular season. The Ravens were really good down the stretch. The Steelers were not. Ravens jumped out to the biggest lead they've ever had in their playoff history and never looked back in a 28-14 win.
Yeah, what you just said in the beginning there, that happened to the Texans, right? Houston had not been playing well, and they go out and get a big win over the Chargers today, but it was same old for these two teams. And Baltimore just proving again, the talent level they have, and playoff time is running the ball, controlling the clock, and defense. And they have that in spades. It's incredible. They controlled the ball for almost 40 minutes tonight. Ran it over 40 times for just about 300 yards. A dominating, ball-controlling win. And you mentioned it throughout the whole broadcast. You have Derrick Henry just bouncing off tacklers, and then you complement that with Lamar Jackson throwing the ball, or running the ball, rolling out, throwing the ball, rolling out, throwing the ball from the pocket where he's only been sacked coming into the game 24 times. He's had great protection. They are, on paper and on the field, without question, one of the top teams in this playoff.
Let's check the final stats, sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. Now Taxes is getting a TurboTax live expert to do your taxes for you. Now this is taxes. Now the Ravens end up with 464 yards of total offense to 280 for Pittsburgh, 299 on the ground. The Ravens outrushed the Steelers tonight, 299 to 29. 39 minutes, 33 seconds time of possession for the Ravens, just 20-27 for Pittsburgh. The Ravens had 29 first downs. They were 10 of 15 on third down in the game. Derrick Henry, 26 carries, 186 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. We mentioned the 186, a new Ravens playoff record. He now has 3 of the top 20 rushing performances all time in the postseason. Lamar Jackson, 16 of 21, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also carried it 15 times for 81 yards. Touchdown catches for Rashad Bateman and Justice Hill in the game. Mark Andrews had his streak of 6 consecutive games with a touchdown reception snapped. He only had 2 catches for 27 yards, but he had 2 carries in the game tonight. They both went for first downs. He actually had a third that was wiped out by penalty, and the Ravens defense was just terrific. Mike, we've sung the Ravens' praises all night here tonight, and they were really good. The first half, they were dominant. They close out. They run the final 6:06 off the clock. You said, though, there are some things they're going to have to clean up. John Harbaugh probably not thrilled with the way the third quarter went.
Right.
And I think clear for the Ravens to be at their absolute peak. They were really good tonight, especially running it. To be at their absolute peak, they want to get Zay Flowers, their Pro Bowl wide receiver, back in.
Oh, they have to. A guy that can really take the top off the defense, as Ross Tucker mentioned early in the broadcast. He's their motion guy as well. A lot runs through Zay, as he's the first Ravens Pro Bowl wide receiver. So they did miss him. Didn't miss him tonight, but they will need him to get where they want to go. There's no doubt about it. And weeks 1 through 10, they were the worst pass defense in the league, giving up big chunk plays. They gave up a few tonight to Russell Wilson, George Pickens. There was a couple of long passes that those against a team that will be more competitive against them could hurt them.
Yeah, and for the Ravens now, as Scott mentioned a moment ago, if Buffalo wins tomorrow, the Ravens would go to Buffalo next week to take on the Bills. Should Denver pull the upset, then the Ravens would be back at home next week against the Houston Texans in the divisional round. For Pittsburgh, another disappointing end of the season. 5 straight losses to close the year. It's their 6th straight playoff loss. Again, they haven't won a playoff game since 2016. They're going to be left asking a lot of questions here, Mike. They were in control of this division with 4 games to go. Did not win another game. This season ended with a thud for Mike Tomlin.
It really did. And Mike Tomlin, his 18th season above 500. Still an incredible record. But you're right, kind of the Jekyll and Hyde from the beginning of the season, or when Russell Wilson started. Well, even Justin Fields was 4-2 as a starter. But when Russ took over, just how poorly it ended up for them. They're going to have questions. A question could be, who's their quarterback next year? Justin Fields and Russell Wilson aren't the long-term answers here. So when does that process begin, along with other building blocks they need to look for on this team?
And it was kind of interesting that we saw Justin Fields mixed back in a little bit tonight. He only had 12 snaps after he got benched, and they tried to work him in tonight. It really wasn't a factor at all in this game. And it's one thing if you're the Steelers, if you could point to one thing and say, this is something we have to clean up. Their offense was bad. Their defense was bad. Everything was bad down the stretch for this team.
No, it was. There's a lot to work on. But again, through some of the season, both sides of the ball were really good. So there's the build off that while try to correct the technical mistakes on the field. Obviously, some holes to fill. I think there are some people that thought they did better than expected this year until, falling off the out of the tree the last 4 games and now last 5 games of the season, that they maybe outperformed what people thought they would do.
All right, Mike, safe travels home tomorrow. We'll do it again next week.
Yes, we will.
For Mike Golick, Ross Tucker, and the rest of our great crew, Ryan Radke here in Baltimore. Ravens win it 28-14. Let's rejoin Scott Graham now in our Westwood One studios.
All right, thank you very much, guys. A disappointing night for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A look at the stat sheet shows you that T.J. Watt was held without a tackle again tonight. Did not show up in the stat sheet this evening. And for Mike Tomlin, just another disappointing end to the season.
Congratulations to the Ravens, man. They were the better group today. That was obvious. And really, the X factor was Lamar's unique talents. It seems like every time we got him behind the sticks, he made up for it, or we got him in a possession down circumstance. He extended and won those circumstances, and we never really found a fluid answer all day. Obviously, that was highlighted by our inability to convert third downs in the first half, and they wore us down a little bit. The fatigue component of it became a factor. And so, you can sum it all up to say that they were certainly the better group today.
And they move on now. As we said, the Ravens will either play at Buffalo next week or at home against the Houston Texans. Pittsburgh Steelers end the season on a 5-game losing streak. We're not done, though, because we're going to tell you how the Houston Texans advanced today in game number 1 of our doubleheader. That's coming up next. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One.
This bowl season, we've got a new lineup of $5 bowls from KFC. They're bringing back the fan favorite mac and cheese bowl, filled with creamy mac and cheese, original recipe nuggets, and a 3-cheese blend. They're also bringing back the Nashville Hot Mac and Cheese Bowl and the Nashville Hot Famous Bowl. Plus, they're introducing the brand new Nashville Hot Loaded Fry Bowl. 5 options to choose from for $5 each. Taste all your KFC favorites in every sporkful and discover what finger-licking good means with every bite. Only at KFC.
It's playoff time. It is now or never. Do not miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is so simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now accepts major credit cards for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That is code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks. To get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5, you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
What's better than 1 win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get 1 line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Welcome back to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One from the Progressive Insurance Studios. I'm Scott Graham. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Following a big win for the Ravens over the Steelers in Game 2 of our Wild Card Weekend doubleheader, Game number one, well, that one was the Houston Texans and the LA Chargers in Houston. Chargers came in with the number one scoring defense in the NFL, and they took an early lead in this game after a long early opening drive that resulted in a field goal and then an interception that gave them a short field and also resulted in a field goal. One of the things to keep an eye on in this ball game is the Chargers had opportunities to build a lead and didn't do it. They were still up by a 6-0 score, but their defense had held the Houston Texans down, and down in a big way over the course of the first half of this game. But in the second quarter, a strange play, a mistake really, ended up being the play that turned it around.
3rd down and 16. Stroud, the ball goes through his hands on the snap, picks it up off the turf, rolls right, throws on the run, wide open Hutchinson, makes the catch at the 45 and down at midfield. The snap went through Stroud's hands. One dribble later, he throws it for 34 yards and a first down.
Kevin Kugler right here on Westwood 1. That was the beginning of what turned out to be a big drive. And C.J. Stroud asked about it after the game, talked about what this play meant.
So I'm trying to see the defense, and it went through my hands, and luckily it bounced right back up to me. And, I tried to just save the play. Hutch did a good job. I trusted me, and, I trust him. So he kept on the move, and, that when after we made the completion, I looked at the sideline. Everybody was turned up, so that turned me up, because I was still kind of mad at myself. But yeah, those are the type of plays that change momentum, and that's when a team can rally around plays like that. So shout out to Hutch for making a great instinctual play, and I just try to do my best to savor the play.
Well, the momentum certainly turned. Nico Collins had a 37-yard catch a few moments later, and then ultimately a 13-yard touchdown that got Houston on the board, gave them the lead 7-6, and really turned everything about this ball game. Texans added a field goal before halftime for a 10-6 lead, and leading by a score of 13-6, they got another opportunity in the third quarter when Justin Herbert, who had a really, really bad day, ended up getting picked again.
Along the right hash, awaiting the shotgun snap, Justin Herbert creeping up toward the line, leaning in. Now backs up, leaning back on his left foot, gets the shotgun snap. Looks to the left, pumps and throws left side. Too tall, and it's intercepted. Picked off down the sideline. Eric Murray, he's going to take it for a Houston pick six. Nobody laid a glove on Eric Murray. And a pick six later, the Texans lead it 19-6.
So late in the third quarter, they had expanded the lead again. They had a 23-6 lead early in the fourth when the Chargers made one final attempt to get back into the ball game. And they connected. Justin Herbert on an 86-yard pass to Ladd McConkey. This was it, right? Their opportunity to get back. But the extra point got blocked. And as it got blocked, it popped up in the air, and Cam Dicker tapped it back into the ground. Had to catch that ball, son. As it turned out, it was picked up by the Texans, who brought it all the way back the other way for 2 points. That killed any remaining momentum that the Chargers had early in the fourth quarter, and late in the fourth, Joe Mixon put a bow on it.
Stroud, under center, motion. The give, Mixon, a hole on the left side, first down and more, inside the 10, inside the 5, driving to the pylon on the left sideline, and it's a touchdown. The Houston Texans have just put the cherry on top. A Joe Mixon touchdown on fourth down and a Lambeau leap Houston style with a 31-12 Texans lead.
32-12 the final score. Mixon a huge second half, ran for 106 yards in that score. C.J. Stroud threw for 282 and a touchdown in this one, and Nico Collins 122 yards receiving. As the Texans advance, as we said, we are going to find out exactly where they're going. They might be going to Kansas City. They might be going to Baltimore. We'll know after tomorrow's Buffalo-Denver game. On the other side, this was a nightmare day for Justin Herbert. 14 out of 32 for 242 yards, a touchdown, and 4 interceptions. If you'd like some context, he threw 3 interceptions throughout the entire of the regular season. Ladd McConkey had 9 catches for 197 yards and a touchdown, but the Chargers season comes to an end, and afterwards Jim Harbaugh was given the credit to the team that won.
C.J. Stroud, respect to C.J. I mean, he made some
made some terrific plays. The fumble snap, and picked it up, rolled to his right, made the big play to midfield. He had some real key scrambles in the game. I mean, it's respect, coach and the entire Texans team.
2 down, 11 games to go for the Lombardi Trophy, and 3 more of them coming tomorrow. We start at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or about 13 hours from now, with Denver at Buffalo, followed by Green Bay at Philadelphia, and Washington at Tampa Bay. Once again, the final score tonight in our nightcap, Baltimore 28, Pittsburgh 14. You're listening to the NFL Playoffs on Westwood One. Tonight's broadcast has been sponsored by the official NFL app, by Grainger, by Indeed.com, by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Progressive Insurance, and by BetMGM, the official odds provider for Westwood One. Please gamble responsibly. I want to thank our crew for tonight: studio coordinator Curtis Poindexter, studio producer Nick Pope, production assistance provided by Michael Garland, Bud Hostler, and Dan Silverman, our statistician Rust Lynn, our spotter Ted Kozak, engineer Dan Robotham. Coordinating producers, Aaron Cummins, Brian Finkelstein. Executive producer, Mike Eby. The Senior Vice President of Sports for Cumulus Media in Westwood One is Bruce Gilbert. Now, as I said, don't forget, tomorrow we've got an NFL wildcard playoff triple header. The Denver Broncos in Buffalo to take on the Bills in Game 1, followed by the Green Bay Packers and Philadelphia Eagles. And finally, the Washington Commanders face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Our coverage of the triple header begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on most of these same stations. Then Monday night, the Vikings and Rams meet in Arizona. Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner, and Jody Jackson have the call. NFL Network's Rich Eisen kicks it off with a pregame show beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time. Catch all those games right here. Many of these same stations, the NFL app, are streamed live for free on our website, westwood1sports.com. From the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, the NFL playoffs are on Westwood One. For Ryan Radke and Mike Golick and Ross Tucker, I'm Scott Graham. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to the NFL playoffs on Westwood One.